where corners are and where mid-screen is, and it's just like much more in people's subconscious.
Yeah, I play like Danger Room for the fall team, like camouflage.
Mm. And we're
Sneaky.
going to see Quack versus Babaghanoush. Quack's choosing to run the Captain America Doom Rocket team for this matchup.
Yep.
Has been using this decent amount in the last couple weeks and getting decent success with it. Babaghanoush, don't believe has showed up for play the last couple weeks, but every time he does, he's such a threat.
Yep. And Babaghanoush should really focus on attacking more with Buster rather than Rangeki Wave, just because of the charging star threat. And Buster recovers so fast, the charging star isn't even that big of a deal.
Also,
But
this matchup's really hard for Cap because Blue Buster, just the level 1 version, negates the hitbox that comes out of Charging Star.
Oh, you're serious? Oh,
so when you just Charging Star into Blue Buster, he's just like sliding against Zero's body but doing no damage, and then Zero gets to press anything and kill him for it. Oh, but Zero doesn't get to do anything when he drops his combo and gets put in the corner by Quack's rocket.
No, he had the hit too unblockable. No, that was too high. That wasn't unblockable.
Just mix-up, but the mix-up hits, and Doom is dead. Has time to set up another trap and a little bit of X-Factor left. What do you feel about the speeder use?
Teleport and get crossed up? Yeah, it's, it's pretty good.
And back up 1-0 against Babaghanoush, all off of the strength of his Rocket Raccoon on Anchor.
Because if Vergil had used... Vergil was gonna like basically like use all his meter and all his resources anyways, so like at that point spending 2 bars to not die instantly is a pretty good investment.
Yes, definitely. And looks like being able to throw the shield out is going to have to has access to the double hyper, keeps Cap on point this way, is able to have Doom for incoming, but gets thrown. Babaghanoush is willing to just back off, not overcommitting with the missiles coming down. You have that Doom expertise. If missiles are coming down in the corner, what's his best way to avoid it while keeping the confirm up?
I honestly, in that particular scenario where he was in the corner and had nowhere to move, the best he could have done was the Spear Flame X Factor and confirm, because the Spear Flame would have wiped out the missiles. But that's just like you're spending a lot of resource to maybe get a confirm after that, so not worth the investment. Or you can snap back. I mean, there's always that.
Always nice to have the snapback available. But unlike the Doom Vergil shell, Doom Cap doesn't have some amazingly safe DHC to just go into when he uses photons in the air. And now, because of that, he's going to lose Doom and Raccoon, and has to deal with an incoming mix-up for or X-Factor 2 Vergil. Just stay on the same side. It's all that you need sometimes, right?
Yeah, that wasn't even a mix-up. I think Quack wanted to charging star the moment he touched the floor, but he didn't anticipate Babaghanoush was going to stand jab him right there. Because he was like, oh, there's an assist and a main character out there. I can get them both at once, and then I'll have to do super to stop the missiles coming in. But Babaghanoush was one step ahead. He jabbed. Physical attacks.
Pokes, though, with Shield Slash, working out a lot better this game than in the previous one. Able to just, like, get that kill on Zero. With the incoming... Oh, Babaghanoush won. I'm assuming that was a push block, but he just got an air dash, because sometimes you try to adjust your timing on Parsec to be like, well, push block timing is different, but then if you overcompensate, your lag's a little less than you think it is.
I don't think that was actually Parsec in this particular scenario, because Babaghanoush actually failed that push block check like twice at this point. And it's probably because he's not used to the fact that Captain America's shield has very, very little block stun when it comes to after being thrown. So you actually have the early push block. There's no late push blocking that shield.
That's true. The block stun is quite low.
Yeah, it's like hitting them with a jab. That's basically the equivalent of throwing the shield at them. You have to like immediately push block. Ooh, gets not cross up, because I mean in the corner it can sometimes, but for that how early he threw it and how early he teleported, it was not. And
caught the Raccoon. This is going to be the end of our Woodland friend, and with that, it looks like Babaghanoush is going up 2-0 or 2-1 real quick against Quack.
Yep. Quack hates the Zero matchups. Like, I think Quack hates I think that's like the one I've always seen like Quack like, I don't know, like mentally psych himself up against like mentally psych himself out against, when I feel like he actually does pretty well when he's like focused on the match at hand. So it's just don't psych yourself out. It's only Zero. It's only the same top tier for the last like 8 years.
And there are things that he does that, like, you know what you need to look for, you know which things you're disadvantaged in the matchup, and which situations he needs to respect something.
Yeah.
Because of course there are situations like that, you go for the frame trap, and you're able to take off 3/4 of his life, but not quite enough to kill. Poor little Rocket taking those hits, but the Captain America confirms are enough to take out Zero.
A nice block on the cross-up with the log trap assist behind him. Ooh.
Rapid slash assist is so confirmable, allows for a lot of mid-screen pokes, but doesn't end up confirming this one.
Yeah, he tried to adjust it by doing the MM with dive delayed, but honestly it would have been easier to do the bucktooth loop right there and just dash down, falling in. But I don't know, you wouldn't have gotten many reps off of that, so I guess he wanted to trade it for higher damage.
What do you feel about bringing Cap back in here? It gives Rocket the opportunity to recover some red life, and if you just summon the assist at the right time to counter poke both characters, you don't even need to worry if they have X Factor or not.
Yeah, even disregarding the fact that he happy birthday there, I think Cap out here was a good pick because of the fact that like you can't just throw out projectiles and he can counter. Plus, Cap doesn't use meter as well as Rocket Raccoon does, so if Cap dies, that just gives Rocket Raccoon 2 meters to use rather than giving it to Cap instead if he was the second character.
Totally agree.
Yeah, Springtrap has way more like benefits in the long. Yeah.
And went for the double jump jab confirms on Zero, but again, missiles getting in the way. Able to get a lot of pressure and push towards the corner. Just like continuous buttons to make sure that the pressure stays on and Babaghanoush doesn't get started with his gigantic sword normals and unreasonably fast buttons as well. Zero, oh no, Zero can block.
Yeah, one frame.
That has recovery really.
1 frame recovery. Yeah, I like the log trap usage, like he was the way he was calling those assists, because log trap actually has the same durability as a buster as an assist only, so it could nullify Zero's projectiles if need be.
And that missile chip was enough to take out Zero. Would you snap here, or is it fine to just like
same result. I mean, it's the same result. You get X Factor Vergil, like it really doesn't make a difference at that point. Oh, I'm surprised that he was able to X Factor that. That was a 0 frame super.
And the Helm Breaker into it is going to kill off not 1 but 2 characters. Babaghanoush showing that there's a reason that his Vergil needs to be snapped. But if he doesn't get the hit there, this is going to be the end of his Vergil, because Quack has plenty of meter to use. Does that regular dash confirm and still
simplifies it.
Vergil off.
Yeah, he messed up his like spiral swords there, but before that happened, like he saw what like ended up happening was that Vergil level 2 is basically the same thing as Vergil level 3, except you have like Doom assist behind you now. So during that earlier scenario where he snapped him out, I would have just preferred killing Doom at that point and just dealing with the level 3 Vergil instead.
Totally a reasonable option as well.
Ooh, that was so grabbable. Babaghanoush has to know you can grab cartwheel. It's not safe.
It's true, it isn't safe. But sometimes just confirming off of an assist poke can just be so much easier to get into, and should be the end of Captain America here with Vergil in for the mix-up. I have a question. You're a Vergil expert, so when you're playing and you're doing a spiral swords loops and it's down to you're going to have the opportunity to kill them, do you pay attention to how much damage they have so that you do a less damaging version of the spiral sword loop to make sure that a higher percent of your damage is done during time you could build meter when they're at a certain, or like do you calibrate your spiral sword loops around how much health they're going
you know, usually I think of more about that resource stuff when I'm playing Strange than I do with Vergil, just because if I know that they're gonna have like a meter advantage if I kill those characters, I usually just snap them out for a more threatening character in the end. Because I'm like, well, if I'm gonna build this guy 3 bars, I might as well just kill a Vergil first or something, like, or kill Strider first instead of having to build this person that far. I don't really think about the optimal combo route as much because all Vergil's combo build a ton of meter for the opponent, so that's just the nature of like the character. Like I'm not gonna save a little bit more by doing a shorter combo when I could just kill a bigger threat out there. But yeah, like Vergil, now I would say no. I don't think about it as much with Vergil in particular. Just because.
And the hit from the log trap was perfect to counter the super. Just because?
Yeah, just because it's not worth it in the end. Because thinking about that extra stuff might cause you to drop the combo, and Vergil builds so much bar for both sides that it's like irrelevant how much he saves with the shorter combo. Yeah, I normally just hard tag exchange instead at that moment.
That makes sense. And going to build enough meter here. Oh no, not going to build enough because the knockdown didn't happen, but 2 H combos into the trap. And that Quack sending Babaghanoush to the losers bracket? Oh my
gosh. Babaghanoush had a few opportunities there to turn it around, but he I think he's just not as familiar with the matchup situations because like if you just play patient against Raccoon, Doom actually can survive a lot of the stuff Raccoon does, even as bad as a matchup as it is. You can spring. Zero can snipe Morrigan preemptively because Morrigan only takes the air when she does her attack patterns. She has no ground dash, so she has to take the air. And Morrigan got started, so now for the next 20 seconds or so, Morrigan has complete advantage over this neutral. And Zero basically has to figure out a way to survive and not try to push the advantage where he doesn't need to. Otherwise this happens. You get chipped, you die. Okay, now this is just a sad matchup. Doom does have some options to stall, but his real goal should be to try to use his bar to get Vergil in to fight the point war against Morrigan. So try to do as much damage as you can with Doom solo. Don't even worry about trying to get in. And then DHC into Vergil when you get the opportunity, when Morrigan's in a bad position. And then go into Spiral Swords. But instead he gets hit twice, so now... Oh, he tried to do a cheeky cross-up mix-up. Messed up the follow-up, gets grabbed out of it. He's gonna get the Chris G follow-up, throw, H, Judgment Cut. Oh, messed up the follow-up. But that's okay, we reset our neutral. I like how you meet him in the air. He's trying for the fancy confirm. I actually don't prefer that confirm specifically because the easier confirm would just to be super jump, let the swords linger a bit until they fall beneath Morrigan's feet, and then you could just helm break. And then the helm break would actually follow up, a la Takumi's old confirm. And you could just cancel that into washing machine, throw round trip, or SH. Alright, 2-bar Vergil getting the infinite setup. That did not cross up, that was way too early, and Morrigan got hit before he even had a chance to teleport. That did cross up, and now Ami's gonna get punished for that. Backdash, yeah, I was like, is Ami gonna come down and hit a button? Because Vergil's relatively unsafe in that scenario. This is really bad. Vergil is super unsafe right now. But he gets out. Dash up. Try to get away with Ami. Try to get away, you're getting stuck. There's no way out. What are you doing to this poor dog? Is this going to kill? Okay, I was like, you know, you would think that was gonna kill, right? But small characters, they do be jank when they bounce on the dimension slash. I've lost tournaments like that before. Let's see what the next match entails. Fireball, fireball. All right, so Morrigan hasn't gotten an Astro start. This is the moment to push the advantage. Yep. Great job. This will definitely kill if he doesn't drop the combo. He might have... So after he spends the bar... What kind of mix-up... Oh shoot, as I say it. Never mind, don't ever finish a commentary until this person actually finished their combo. Gets soul drained. Terrible disadvantage state right now. Has to put in Doom. Good hard tag, barely took him any chip damage. I would not be fighting this anti-Astral War with Doom. just solely because of how little resources you have to take this damage. You know, you don't want Zero coming in with just one bar. It's not enough to fight off Morrigan. Try to clear out the screen with some lightnings rather than the grounded. Oh, but it works out. Meaty? No, that was just a cross-up. So cross-up incoming, you could tell because he did it, Doom was already coming in by the time the lightning was thrown out. That was disgusting. That was a empty dash down cross-up, which was you could dash out with Ami, but because it was so unexpected, Rockmo did not know how to react. Very, very sneaky. It would require a lot of mental fortitude to try to dash out of something like that. That did not cross up because of how early it did. So a non-cross up mix-up, which is why Rockmo probably was able to block it this time around. And Doom gets grabbed. That is, for people who don't know, that is in fact minus on block. You can't super jump up and grab it even after the super is done. I mean, a little tricky though, because but it's not too bad once you get the hang of it. Nice. Yeah, just push the advantage. Don't let Morrigan out. Like, she can't do anything. Who cares about how much damage you take? You just need to get that hit. And oh, see, that was a good, I was gonna say, that was a good scenario to throw out Sogenmu because you were at a distance where you knew Morrigan was gonna try to set up Astro there. So I would have pushed the advantage first by preventing that from happening with Sogenmu. Alright, forward lightning to stop any fireballs coming his way. Yeah, you don't want to contest those hitboxes. Zero's hitboxes are way bigger than Morrigan's. Morrigan may have high priority hitboxes, but Zero has size and priority. Gonna eat the chip. Wow, Romora, good hard tag. Took minimal damage right there. I wouldn't just run, honestly. If Rock Mode was like trying to do max damage, he would probably go up and do H fireballs or something, but and that's okay, it's Doom, it's damage that you can afford to take. Super, what's he gonna follow up? X Factor? Ooh, that was scary because Dooms have been known to pop out during those situations. I would have foot dived him back down, but the hit stun was low enough that combo still worked. Yep, worthy sacrifice. What's the point of keeping Doom alive then, That's what I mean earlier when I said that sometimes you just gotta let characters die. It's not worth using X Factor to save them. Or hard tag it. And Zero could have dashed away from that, but got hit instead. Zero has the fastest backdash in the game. Nice. The lag might cause this to fail. Yep. High time? Or H? Yeah, anytime Ami takes the air, all you have to do is high time. She really has no options coming down. You don't have to contest her, just high time. Yeah, what is she gonna do? There's literally nothing Ami can do. Just wait for that one moment, high time again. Like most characters, like some characters can punish Vergil doing raw high time and teleport, but it's relatively safe at certain distances. And because Ami's dash is so slow. Alright, let's see how Moth match. Oh, this is gonna be a rough matchup. It's gonna be a rough matchup, specifically because of this. Flying up in the air and stalling, there is not much Deadpool could do, right? You got Bolo, you got Ninja Stars, you got other tactics like that, but the thing is, MODOK can block the entire time he's in the air. He's not like other flight characters, he can block. And that is what makes this matchup such a bad one for characters like Deadpool. You think you can wake up Shoryu? No, I got a Dorito in front of me. That doesn't do nothing.
Being able to specifically counter the options of this is a hitbox that will beat you if you're doing anything, but then there's not the proper anything to interact with because of the hitbox nullification, definitely can be a deciding factor in the matchup.
Yeah, especially if Deadpool dies, I feel like Zenpool has very limited options against fighting MODOK, but good thing he killed MODOK first here, because MODOK was going to, I'm gonna be real here, MODOK kind of destroys Ryu and Akuma, so it's you really need him to die first.
I feel that about all the characters on that team, though.
Yeah, but it's just like, at least with as unfair as Morrigan and like Phoenix is, it's not something you can't weave the gaps around and actually like find a way through might and good decisions. Like, you know, but MODOK is just like inevitability. It's a different kind of matchup. It's like when you're fighting MODOK, you literally can't do anything if he takes to the air.
Oh, I think she could have done the dive kick there to hit Akuma on the top of his head without extending her hitbox enough to interact with the beam. And now Morrigan is going to die. How do you feel about this X-Factor usage when there's Dark Phoenix at the ready?
I feel like it wouldn't have made that much of a difference anyways, because you have two Shotos fighting against Dark Phoenix, so it's like the X Factor doesn't like help much in getting your game plan started. So might as well kill Morrigan with it, right?
Oh no, he's still jammed, and I don't think Deadpool was quite ready for the level of jamming.
Yeah, that's just, it's hard to remember, especially since how long it happened. It was like 70 seconds ago. It's I wouldn't blame him.
I think that I actually like spending X Factor in order to build meter for the team, because the Shoryu Super lets you have something to interact with the Phoenix Inferno, and if she does anything that's punishable, characters having an air hyper that they could DHC into full screen ground beam can be pretty helpful for having neutral in the matchup.
I guess X Factor would also be good for like reversal, like team supers with Akuma, like where you just do the DP super to counter anything that Phoenix might do if she touches a button. So there are options. I just don't feel like they're that strong where...
No, I was agreeing with you. I was saying that using the X Factor there means that you have meter, and the meter is more important than the X Factor there.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Phoenix.
Yeah, sorry, I misread that.
No, sorry. Sometimes I can be... But Mothman, either character's gone below half-life, and Mothman already has Dark Phoenix available.
Oh, I really like what Zenpool is doing. Like, he's prioritizing so much on killing this MODOK with Deadpool. Like, making sure that he doesn't do anything upon touching the ground. His assist call is really, like, good here, because he's calling assists upon landing, which is what a lot of players should do against MODOK, because you know he's going to stay in the air forever. He's going to build that bar, whatever. But if you call the assist right as he lands, you get, like, MODOK doesn't have any options, because Mothman only has Phoenix assist, and he's not going to call out Phoenix assist.
True. Actually, Mothman in certain situations will call Phoenix assist, but he's pretty conservative with her in comparison with some players who will use her powerful assists a lot more often, because her assists are good, but one snipe and she's gone.
Yeah. Especially since you have Akuma as an assist, that just like straight up beats her out. So it's a little more risky on Mothman's end to call. So yeah, so Mothman somehow, I mean, like, just, you know, taking advantage of the strong shell that is Morrigan and Phoenix too.
That button in MODOK's ability to have footsies that hit such a broad array of angles in such a short period of time is amazing. Like, you just choose to put a hitbox in so many valuable locations, and he could also cover himself and get resources available on the screen, whether it be like the puddle on the ground, which sets up for unblockables, or whether it's the Dorito for shielding. But now he is dead. And,
and off of a quick work with a Haidoken behind him, like that is a good setup. Like, I think that no other assist would give him that setup. It's a Haidoken.
I need to hop off for my next match. Hopefully be back soon.
Okay. Alright, so the grenades have actually a very high durability count. I think they're considered like medium tier like projectiles, so they're on the same level as like Golden Lance, Magnum, and not Magnum, Chris's grenades, and projectiles like that. So they're definitely going to trade with Morrigan's Fireball. Unfortunately, they can only deal with one projectile at a time, so it's not like he can like nullify Morrigan's Fireball. It would just explode on impact. Nice. Now how's he gonna set this? Oh, okay, he didn't get the follow-up. He's going for a lot of DP reads right here, which I think is not the worst idea, but what are you gonna get after that, though, you know? Phoenix is gonna be dark no matter what, but I like the notion, because it sets you up in a better position than you would have been. This is gonna combo. Well, as I say that, it was supposed to combo, but now it's gonna get hit. Oh my gosh, look at that damage. And this is bad. 50-50. Oh, but Deadpool jumped out of it because he messed up his incoming. Mothman messed up his incoming. And Zenpool recognized that double jump because normally you don't have that much time even to double jump out of there, but he didn't set up his birds correctly, so it didn't meaty on incoming properly. Didn't have a lot of time, but you know, we stick to the strat, we stay in the air, we call Morrigan on the ground, we build our bar, and we're gonna get Phoenix again. You know, just because it didn't work once doesn't mean it's not gonna work this time. Strat was solid. I just made some flubs here and there. Time to adjust. Put out shield. Looks like he's not opting for a counter ground strategy. He just doesn't want to deal with Deadpool at all. Even though I think shield would be a relatively fair option here. Like if you look at Zenpool, the way he's playing, he's like prioritizing killing MODOK at all costs. Even if he does air guns and super like that, he's not like, yeah, you killed MODOK, but at what cost, right? You know, you have 5 bars with Phoenix now, and you have 0 bars. Like all Mothman has to do is just not keep getting hit in the face with everything, and this game should be pretty sealed in the bag. But Zenpool taking advantage of the fact that Mothman has been trying to jump out of pretty much every single setup in the past like 3 games. I've noticed it when his when his MODOK tried to fly out like 3 times and got caught on his feet while trying to jump. If he had just stayed grounded, focused on the opponent in front of him and just push block when needed, it wouldn't have been as easy to hit MODOK and Morrigan. But he has Dark Phoenix, and I think that's what he's banking on, so he's willing to take more risks. Oh, the Fireball actually screwed up his quick work combo by launching the opponent higher up in the air than it was necessary, and he's actually willing to risk this? Oh my god, that is not a bad idea. But if Ryu supers... Okay, so that means he can't get... Don't get near Akuma, no, he's gonna super! Okay, well, now you have options. Yep. How many Phoenix players have mastered the art of explode into actual combo, because Phoenix can explode into actual combo. And for the longest time, people did not convert off of that for some reason. Until like, what, 2016? Like for 4 years, Dark Phoenix players did not know you can combo after explosion by going into overdrive. Alright, so gunshots, quick work, okay, hit low, push block. That was not safe for the quick work, but it was followed behind by an assist, so he made it relatively safe. But Mothman just didn't want to deal with any of it, so he's push blocking everything, as you've noticed. I don't see Zenpool doing enough gunshot teleports or quick work teleports. He's not the type to go for something that risky, but if you don't do it at least once to put their mind into it, then they're never gonna like expect that you're gonna mix up, you know? Stuff like that would end up happening. If he had teleported there, it might not have been an issue. Oh, and now Zenpool got jammed again. Hopefully he'll remember this time. Nice Tatsumaki, I think that was a good option. Like, Tatsumaki is like technically not safe if you push block correctly, but yeah. Try to do a raw S. I could see what he was going for, raw S being a 5-frame startup, so it would have launched them in the air, which would have stalled more time for the jam state to wear out. But it didn't work out in his favor, and he lost Deadpool because of it. And he got crossed up trying to do one of his invincible supers, but I think his input got crossed up, so he wasn't able to get it properly. No, you can't do that against Phoenix, because she's Phoenix. Oh my gosh, why did he launch? Why didn't he just do Fireball? And now it turned into the worst scenario for Zenpool. Nice. It's a start. I mean, Phoenix is not dark right now, so you have an option to chip right now. If he kills Morrigan right now, one good mix-up will take care of the entire team. He doesn't even need to use super to build bar. All he needs to do is just kill Phoenix. Ah, and it didn't work out. Mothman, too elusive. Snaking his way through Akuma's fireball patterns. As Filipino champ has once said, Phoenix has the best movement in the entire game. You not only have a dive kick, looks like I don't see the names, but this looks like a Noel Brown team on the right. And yeah, that's what I thought. And he messes up his input, but still gets the hit anyways. It was a pretty big loss of momentum. I don't know if I would have like spent X Factor to kill Vergil there, just as a first game, like I put in your mind that I'm going to kill this character kind of thing. But Noel got the hit anyways, you know, his gamble paid off. He knew that he was confident he was going to get the hit. Followed up with the pseudo, not infinite, just regular TAC combo. And gets guard broken on his own guard break setup. Rocks. Doesn't matter with the chip, Noel can take this. He is known for being able to sit around until the opponent decides to actually get in. He does not care. Like, he will just stay at that threat range the entire time until you decide to stop trying to keep away. And he gets a hit. Oh, and you got punished for that? No, he screwed up his combo, but still gets it anyways. Dive kick avoids the Vajra assist. Is he gonna TAC again? Oh, he goes for the Noel Brown specialty reset right there. TAC reset. Gets the follow up. This should kill, although I don't know if I want... Yeah, you don't spend Bard if you can't kill. Good. Now what's his incoming? Just dive kick, but he messed up by crossing over the corpse, which ended up causing Strider to come out the other side of the screen. And then Artiztikk is trying to chip him out at this point. I don't think that hard tag was worth it. That could have went a lot worse than it did, but Noah got off a little free, and now the X Factor time is being wasted more than it should have. Gets crossed up by the bomb. Gets grabbed with the bird. That was definitely not intentional. Artiztikk, that was way too fast of a reaction time for that to work. It must have been like an OS. Overdrive? No. He's good. Oh my gosh, he overdrives now? You madman. Wow, he had orbs out. No respect to Strider's options. So he's going to dive kick again. Oh my god. He just super jumped straight up dive kick. Oh, he got snapped out. This is really bad. Oh, the shimmy. And normally you could dash out of that, but with Strider's presence there, it was so scary too. That was a dash. He could have dashed out of that. Tried to go for a cross up, didn't really do a cross up. Now he's gonna hard tag Doom, try to get the extension. No, he's just going to TAC, gets broken. Does the clockwork style TAC extension where you throw their sword, and because the sword's pulling you in place, it holds you long enough for you to launch into a jab or whatever into TAC. And now this is going to kill. So we only got Wolverine on an incoming. I think Noel's plan will be like once he gets X Factor started, well then. I didn't think you were gonna get crossed up there. And the only reason Noel got crossed up there is because he push blocked and reset the direction he was in. Because if he had just not push blocked, I think that would have auto blocked it, no matter which side Artiztikk chose in the end.
I'm back from my matches, but out of the loser's bracket now, got blown up by memes.
Oh.
Great. All good though. Happy to see that I'm back here to some great Marvel action, and Artiztikk making sure to snap in Phoenix immediately. Doesn't end up managing to open her up, but if Wolverine's going to tag in a predictable way, I believe that down south they have that office that they're very well acquainted with how to deal with raw tags there because they're so common.
Yep. The office tag right there. And Noel also blocked that because Artiztikk went for the same mix-up twice. At this current level, if you're going for the same mix-up twice, like people are going to expect it, you know? He went the shimmy same side one. It was good the first time. Second time, you gotta like mix it up. Go for the clockwork, just raw S cross up. The second layer. Now he's gonna go. Yep. Now he's gonna go for the TAC. He's gonna drop this and then. Oh! Commentator curse? Yes! Oh. Never mind.
Anti-curse? The anti-curse was strong, but not strong enough. Noel wasn't able to get that TAC infinite after the second plasma beam link at the ground level.
Yep.
But Wolverine here, he can totally fight Doom if he gets the opportunity to start interacting, but rapid slash pushing him back full screen on block is such a huge impact on just how Doom's zoning patterns can influence him.
Yeah, I'd say Doom zoning is fairly okay against Wolverine, but because they don't do that much damage chip-wise, and the one thing that does do chip, Plasma Beam, can be ducked under by Wolverine, it doesn't leave... It's kind of like a stalling more so than actual zoning at this point when you're fighting this matchup.
And if you're in the corner, you don't even get to stall. That's a lot of dive kicks in a row from Noel. And eventually, if at first you don't succeed, try again has seemed to be an effective strategy for him. And thank goodness for him, he had the auto block on the HS.
Yeah, and I like how Noel was patient enough to wait for the judgment cut, because like he could have landed and from the chicken block and reset his frame 0 and attempted to attack, but Vergil's judgment cut pushed him back a little, so he wouldn't have been punished. So, but still, we still end up with this scenario in the end, and yeah, that's gonna be rough right here. Is he going to? Yes, level 3.
And with that, Artiztikk up 2-1 against Noel. Looking good here. I'm sure that people have their IRL channel points going and who's going to take this matchup since both are such excellent players.
Oh my!
His coat hit from behind.
And the hit stop from hitting Doom actually delayed that hitbox a little more than it should have, which is why he got hit. Which is quite unfortunate, because I think that Helmbreaker would have landed if Doom wasn't in that combo as well, delaying the attack.
Well, could have been. And now that Phoenix is gone and Dr. Doom is injured, I don't think he needs to spend... Oh, if he misses his link there, he does need to spend resources. Looks like Wolverine coming in with the protection of photons, but needs to deal with spiral swords. If he's able to just wear out this bit of time, oh, Vergil was able to build back his meter, and that matters so much here, because Wolverine doesn't really have the tools to get around some of Vergil's space control. A lot of people see Vergil holding forward in a bunch of matchups, but Wolverine versus Vergil's hard.
Yeah. I'd say it all depends on whether or not Vergil can get started with their like keep away patterns, because Judgment Cut actually does fairly well against Wolverine, but you have to have the right assist set to go with it, and you have to already be starting. Like if you manage to call Judgment Cut with the right assist, their Doom assist can't come out because you're like keeping them protecting, and if you throw like Rapid Slash, they can't call out assists afterwards, and then you get to recall your assist again. Like there's the Judgment Cut kind of just nullifies everything.
So the Spiral Swords, when you're getting a happy birthday like that, how do you adjust to make sure that people don't fall through the Spiral Swords for the point character?
Oh, like Spiral Swords like halves the time that you have with your when you hit an assist and the main character. I would usually just try to prop the assist character into the air with like a low H and just immediately washing machine, because there's not enough time. Like you really don't get any time at all to happy birthday.
So low H into washing machine, best way to stabilize when you have the happy birthday and you know it's going to mess up your Spiral Swords interaction.
Yeah, like anything in the washing machine, just because your Spiral Sword time is halved by how the two characters getting hit at once. Because you're not going to get enough time to do anything else. Like I remember labbing this for a while, and I tried like doing 2 Helmbreakers in the washing machine and things like that, and it didn't work out because there just wasn't enough time.
X Factor is starting to run down for Noel, and with that, goes to character select, or not even character select, is just done. Noel is now in loser's bracket, while Artiztikk moving on in winner's side.
Wow, whiff a grab, call assist to keep him safe, and then after that try to jump up grabber into swords.
So it looks like Quack is playing the Rocks variant, while DXP is playing the Plasma Beam variant.
I like the patience. Both backing up. Weird. Oh man, not my mind. You guys have grown so much.
Boss, seeing the kids go off to college, it's a good look in the virtual world. Seeing their education go full circle. The full circles coming out right now are both round trips and judgment cuts, as Vergil teaches both his doppelganger and Strider a little bit of geometry now. Strider even
my gosh, the combo never ended. I was like... It just kept going. He's got a free 50-50 right here.
We're confirmed into a kill.
Yeah, that is the... Man, what is going on? Vajra?
And they just Vajra? Oh, both of us are wondering if the Vajra was coming, but
they did not. Well, what is going on? My expectations.
And the Legion's going to hit, I think.
Yeah, he didn't.
Enough to kill both characters with the DHC. Dr. Doom solo can totally make this happen, especially if he lands a foot dive on incoming. And now Strider's out of X Factor, so he's going to need to get to.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
he's going to need to have DXP drop this combo and get 2 touches if he wants to win this game. The DXP's not dropping this combo.
That was a really good stand jab at DXP. You don't see people using a lot of Doom standing anti-airs just because they don't have like a mash property to them, but it's just as good as like Magneto's, you know. Maybe a little bit worse, but it's not bad. Not a bad jab at all.
Definitely a strong jab, and he has a lot of incredibly strong anti-airs. His crouching medium also anti-airs unreasonably well. Hard kick does, stand S does. Just like almost every button you choose with Doom is going to do something good to the air, except for standing medium.
Yeah, and even then, but they're all committal, so I guess that's why people don't go for them not that much. But they are good when you know when to use them. And yeah, I was like, was that Quack's combo? And I was like, yes, it was, because he didn't do the follow of the Strider where he low age into swords.
Yes, DXP has that on lock while Quack is doing the, hey, I'm playing this team with some solid fundamentals, and I have some theory about how to approach this. Oh, Strider. He uses the X on Doom here, decided that was the problem, is able to have momentum for the incoming, and both of the characters have a decent amount of red life, so even gets that throw. Strider is going to have 3 meters and X Factor to try and take out this whole team if he doesn't get killed here. But I think that the Doom combo just kills, right?
Yep. I can't believe Quack got that incoming. Oh my gosh, if only you knew the combos. If only you knew the combos, you would have killed there, Quack. No, look what's happening.
And this is how everything went wrong.
Like,
but Quack has some opportunities to play, but I don't think he'll have that many, because even just like the chip value here, and he summons Doom Assist while there are Strider orbs on. That's questionable and interesting decision by Quack, but
yikes. Yeah, Quack had that kill, but like if he didn't do if he did like the missiles into Strider, or just did plasma beam the Strider, he would have built enough bar to kill right there, but alas, it was not meant to be.
And now Vergil is going to die. Strider is already dead. It's all up to solo Doom. Fortunately for Quack, Doom's probably the character he has the most practice with on this team of all the characters. But this is still a scary situation, especially now that he earned his X Factor in a way that didn't really get him any immediate value, and he didn't get him open up afterwards. And DXP has enough meter to just like stall out the majority of this X Factor without really giving too many opportunities for Quack to use it to set up mix-ups or advantage.
Especially, yeah, with those seconds gone, there's really not much like Doom could do. That X Factor was not used well. I know what Quack was trying to go for. He tried to X Factor after the super because he thought Vergil was going to wall jump right there, which does have some recovery frames on it. But DXP just chose to jump back normally and then blocked it, and then that costed everything. So 3-0 DXP over Quack.
What will not cost
those 4 just to keep my character alive, I would honestly think it's worth it in the end.
I feel it's pretty context specific depending on both like character and matchup, and like the characters that have more ability to spend meter in neutral versus characters that have less ability to spend meter in neutral.
Yeah. Especially when that character doesn't need the bar, like it's just okay to spend it at that point, because you're gonna stall if you keep it alive. Like Doom doesn't need 4 bars. Like if it takes their X Factor away,
and kill you always. Oh, and the rock. There was opportunity. Would it have been reasonable to go for Charging Star to go through the missiles there while continuing to hit Morrigan?
I think he wanted to do that, but his jab, his first move, got stopped by the missiles. So it was just very unfortunate, because I think he was intending to do like jab medium or jab H into Charging Star, but his jab got hit. That was like the worst moment to trade. I don't think he would have.
18 time? Oh, no, couldn't quite catch Morrigan.
Oh, okay, good patience. Yes, that's the not waiting for the opponent's tactic kind of stuff. Everyone gets hit by that. You always wait for the person with the X Factor to finish what they're doing, because you know they're gonna overcommit, specifically because of their resources doing nothing.
Shouldn't get the rocket trap. Is there an unblockable here?
No, just a cross up. Oh my gosh, why'd you go for that? Why you risked it all like that? You got the hit,
Quack
but that
likes
was...
risking everything. There is definitely, if there's a player that will risk it all, actually there are a bunch of them here at Wednesday Night Fights, but Quack is one of the players that he will invest the meter. It doesn't matter if he has Phoenix, it doesn't matter what the situation is, he is willing to throw in that X Factor, throw in the meter, throw in whatever situation he needs to get momentum feeling like it's on his side.
He did clean that up, but that was so scary. You never want to leave a character like Vergil alive.
Yes. Oh, and this time Morrigan gets caught by the Rocket Raccoon trap. Is going to eat 2 charging stars after this into another hypercharging star.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna kill though. Oh, dead barely.
That has
Yeah.
very good minimum damage scaling on his hypers.
Nice.
Even if you have already done an entire combo, they still hurt pretty badly.
No, it's like one of those Sea Viper style like things. You crossed yourself up, Quack. You actually could have blocked that, but you thought you were gonna go under, dude. You did this to yourself. I don't know why he even chose to do a light charging star. Like, it doesn't make it any safer. If you're gonna charge a star, you commit fully to every full charging star.
That was an interesting salvage by MemesMayCry when he was like, Dimension Slash isn't going to kill here. I would rather kill and invest my X Factor. But
I actually thought it might have, and even if it didn't, he could have like X Factor like high time just to make it. I guess he just didn't want to risk it early, but you had time to see it during that moment. And he, same side mix-up, you disgusting man.
there is so much fear that Doom's going to cross under you with an air dash M, or use one of the properties of foot dive to cross up even when you're in the corner. But then sometimes he just like lets the assist murder you from the front. That's all he needs.
Yeah, I hate the paradigm mix-ups, man. Freaking, that pig mix-up just brings bad memories.
Oh no. Well, it's funny to see that Quack is much less hesitant to summon his Doom missiles than Memes is, even though Memes is playing Morrigan at the moment. Like, Memes definitely seems to feel much more threatened in summoning his assists out with how Quack has been playing as far as like aggressive neutral, throwing out the shield slashes, throwing out the charging stars, etc.
Yeah, he's been really controlling this, like, the pace of this well. Like, if you notice that Morrigan's been in the corner, like, for 2 to 3 of the games so far. So it's like... Oh?
Gosh, Vergil's dead.
Wait, he didn't have to X-Factor that.
I think just DHCing would have been fine.
Yeah, you could have killed Vergil and not spend your X-Factor. See, now this happens and... Oh, but you got crossed up. Oh no, I hate when that happens. You go under them and you have to like reverse the fireball. Didn't expect it.
And now, this is one of the things where even though Morrigan in X Factor isn't necessarily a thing like a Dark Anchor, if the opponent has used their X Factor, she could build so much meter and chip so much and just set up a great war of attrition afterwards if she manages to live through and get her own X Factor off, especially if she has an assist like Doom Dante available.
That's where she shines the brightest when it comes to keeping the momentum up too.
That Harmonizer, Memes is already back up to over 3 meters available, so he could do plenty of like guesses with photons if there's something that's potentially scary. He has access to DHC into Astral when Morrigan regains all of her red life. Oh, but he doesn't get any of that if he gets caught by the log trap anti-airing him at the top of the screen.
Yeah, and especially since Log Trap is actually very strong against Doom as an assist, because Log Trap has double the durability as an assist than he does as a point character. So it could actually survive 2 Morrigan fireballs and still nullify both of them. As a point though, it's a struggle. That's the struggle right there.
Hypercharging Star is not enough for Mash Crouch late. And with that, Memes gets on the board. 1 against 2 on Quack, making sure that the Pasadena rules make sure there's no 3-0 problems going on here.
Oof. Another match.
Definitely been making Memes afraid in the Morrigan versus Captain America matchup, and that's been so influential on just like how momentum starts during these sets.
Yeah, I think it's kind of there isn't enough astral vision that I think Memes is trying to find the right moment, but sometimes you gotta like force it against the Captain America. Like, you know he's gonna try to Charging Star eventually, but if you just keep waiting, you're not gonna get the opportunity to Astral, because the frequency has been fairly low these past few matches, except when he's absolutely at an advantage, and I would like to see him throw out like a fireball, see him get caught in block stun, and then do Astral.
Like, it's possible for Morrigan to do normal jump, Soul Fist, and then put it so if Cap throws the shield, it's going to be interacted with by the Soul Fist and she's safe. And if he doesn't throw the shield, that he lands on it so he's in block stun so he can't charge and start, and then you get to get started. So just like making sure that the hitboxes are in place when they're needed will do the job.
Yep.
Oh, but that roll through was not prepared for, and Quack going up 3-1 against MemesMayCry. Do you think Memes is going to stick with this team? Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I don't think it's like anything wrong right now with the matchup and the team structure. I just think he needs to find moments to get Astro started earlier than later. See, like he's not going for it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why?
Astro would be a great decision right now. But, oh, and there he goes. He listening to the commentary. And right now, Quack's captain is down at below a third life. And it's the confirm he needs. He doesn't need life. He just needs one hit into the hypercharging star. Missiles are going to kill off Doom, but don't give him the confirm on Morrigan.
Nice air read. Yeah. Doom died, got hit as an assist because you can only hit one or the other.
Does he get the block in time here? Oh no. But that didn't end up confirming into anything. Quack used X Factor, and now Memes gets to run away, build meter if he needs to.
Nice escape.
That's the Harmonizer assist, and now with Spiral active and Harmonizer available, this and X Factor available, this can be potentially very scary. Should have as many Spiral Swords as he needs. And just kills Doom because he has access to X Factor. When you have access to all that meter and access to X Factor, the character should be done here.
Good turnaround. I like how he wasn't teleporting to the corner earlier with Vergil too. Just it's a bad scenario you put yourself in the corner. Please don't do it. No, you fool!
The worst kind of situation, losing X Factor time and not building meter because of DT. And not killing a character that you could have killed. But now it's down to the solo Raccoon versus Vergil and Morrigan. I feel like this is hard just because, like, if Vergil is just patient, oh no, it's not hard when Vergil does things like that. And he could just kill off this demon here. Let's see how much meter he's going to have left over in order to fight Morrigan with. Less than half, while Morrigan just needs one bit of chip in order to build up an Astral, and now Raccoon's going to bury a lot, but he can't actually avoid this chip and loses the match. MemesMayCry, Anchor Morrigan doing what he needs to keep him in this game.
Morrigan's actually pretty good at sniping out the teleports too, because her like low jab has such a, you could just keep mashing it over and over again.
It is a very mashable move with a good hitbox and a hurtbox that will avoid everything, like most things that hit you for most characters. The things that are fast enough that they can't be reacted to generally are going to whiff over the top of her mashing crouch light. So she could do that and then react to what you're doing in almost every situation. So it's not a huge investment on her back.
Unless you get hit by a charging star, like, oh, but the privilege!
Oh, but get caught with another rocket assist. That rocket assist has been the MVP of Quack. He's very consistently gotten happy birthdays with it, put in the work, but now Doom getting a crouching heavy but going straight into dash, not able to get a confirm off of it. Oh my gosh, is Vergil going to... Vergil got to get out of that, okay? There was a world in which Quack uses all the resources to try and kill off Vergil. Because, you know, Quack is very heavy on that resource use at times.
That assist is just, yeah, you were right about the assist. It's just the fact that he's taking advantage of its high durability. Probably not going to talk anymore because this is
well,
bad.
Yes. X Factor 3 Vergil with all the meter is indeed bad and gets to use Dark Angel, takes it. And
Oh
with
my
that,
god.
it looks like MemesMayCry ties it up 3-3 against Quack.
That was just privileged. That was just privileged. There was no other explanation. Oh no, Vergil, why are you so good at this game?
I think he's actually the most reasonable character on Memes' team.
Yeah, that says a lot.
He's not a reasonable character, but he's the most reasonable character on Memes' team at least.
Yeah.
And now, one of the things that's so frustrating is if Morrigan is successful with her Astral, she just gets another, and now she's going to be able to potentially zone out Doom incredibly safely, has access to getting Astral, and there's no safe like DHC to cast there, so when he does that, Morrigan gets to get ground control, have space available, and just like deal with things. Finally deciding to activate Astral, but it's really apparent that Quack is much less afraid to summon assists and much more willing to press buttons, even when Morrigan is out there, and only really limits that a little bit once Astral starts.
He's gonna get hit.
X.
Oh. Nice!
That was fun. Okay, that was cute, Quack. Nice work on using the teleport to set up a dry tag to a better location in order to get the autopilot spacing on being able to kill. Here he's going to probably TAC knowing Quack, because I don't know. Oh, goes for the snap
that was a good
instead.
idea. You still got an X Factor, Vergil. You don't have X Factor yourself, might as well, you know.
That is an entirely reasonable option. A good choice of investing resources is going to get hit there, and because, doesn't even need X Factor to confirm, now he needs X Factor, or just use 2 meters. Would you rather have 2 meters or X Factor here?
I say normally I would X Factor, but because Quack doesn't have X Factor anymore, it's not as big as a loss if you decide to spend that bar. Because you're gonna build it back with the X Factor anyway, so.
Yeah, I feel like investing the X would have meant that he would have 3 meters there and have at least 3 sets of X Factor swords just to chip out the 2 remaining characters after getting the kill. And,
yeah.
Then that way, I think that like gets the happy birthday.
Oh my god, the turnaround! I can't believe this happened. Oh my god, that was a plot twist.
How are you able to mash crouch light so effectively at the only time it's the correct decision? And with that, it looks like Memes is going to eliminate Quack from the tournament.
Man, is that during Evo? Was that when Bacon introduced? I gotta remember lore.
That's
but now
thing.
yeah.
There's so many cool people in the community, and some of those cool people are Romora and Artiztikk, who are in for this match, and this is our winner semis, so they are just putting some hitboxes on the screen. Zero's lost the vast majority of his health, but Pixel Zero still has the opportunity to kill, unless he gets hit by Strider right away. What do you think about Romora's Doom and Vergil in order to fight all of the pressure that Artiztikk has when he has access to meter and chip strings, and actually just the combo here to kill off Doom?
It's not even that bad, because if you think about it, like, you don't have missiles with it's just beam that you're fighting against. So Doom, like, as long as you're keeping wary of the Strider assist, and Doom does have a lot of ways to hit Strider if you're playing like F-Champ style. It's really just a Doom v Doom fight at that point, or a Doom v Vergil fight, which is not the worst thing in the world. Because if a Vergil doesn't have like missiles behind, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Was he gonna get out a Stinger? Stinger did not go.
Why did that work? Oh my
okay, Artiztikk with the Grandmaster plan of Vergilry.
He tried to...
The Stinger versus Stinger interaction would be fine.
I think he tried to Rapid Slash and then got crossed up by the cross up H, which had such a huge hitbox to hit behind him, and then allowed him to get the full combo. And that's just top tier right there for you. This is what top tier interaction looks like, folks.
And it's what happens when someone sees that, and then even though it's not 100% expected interaction, they immediately adjust and start making the decisions they need to confirm off what the situation there to turn it into a win.
And I see what Artiztikk was trying to do there earlier. He tried to SH the to get a ground bounce so that when the missiles hit, he would still get a follow up. It doesn't work, but it does stall for time a bit. Yeah, this missile pressure is pretty heavy right now.
Oh, didn't catch though.
The person who
Artiztikk out of meter. That
nice.
Artiztikk out of meter, but Romora didn't have the confirm there. Was there a way he could have gone into Killer Bee or Falling Star? I mean, to
Yeah, I mean he still had like trigger mode, like right, so he could have just done the regular X Factor combo and still got the ground bounce, and then the stinger into wall bounce into this. But you know he's doing it now, so yeah, it's just in the moment you try to like simplify your combos to make it easy for yourself, but then it doesn't kill, and those are always like the worst scenarios.
Those are really frustrating. But this time, tried to simplify the situation, and because of it, gave Artiztikk another chance to do something scary with Strider. Artiztikk going to be able to kill off Doom, but there is a lot of meter available for Romora here, and he wins neutral while that Graham's charging. If you're charging Graham, it's definitely good to have Formation B, the satellite, available, because that has much less recovery than letting Graham rock. Being able to poke with that makes things much easier in your life.
Dang, taunt again. You know, that was that Vajra was kind of like the only thing that Strider could have done there. Like Romora, as a Vergil player, when you sword up, the biggest advantage that Vergil has is that when you sword up, people tend to do things, and you should have just waited there, because if you knew that he was gonna Vajra and you just backdash, then Vajra will Vajra right into the front of your swords, and you just get the full combo. But instead, you try to teleport and try to go in without swords, even if it wasn't gonna get you a mix-up. Like Vergil versus Strider with no assist, like I actually feel like Vergil wins that, because like your hitboxes are so big that even if Strider teleports behind you, your raw is, which is beat it up. So like you really don't need to go in, you know, it's one-on-one solo match where neither of you have bar at that point. So your swords was the kind of thing you should just use to bait him into doing something.
Though I feel like when neither of them have meter, Strider's ability to like very safely poke with things that will chip without committing to things can be very strong against Vergil if he gets the opportunity to get started, or if he gets within a range where his very fast buttons can become a problem.
Yeah, you know, normally that would look like that on paper, but if you, especially when you're like fighting Doom, you can see that clearly. It's like, oh, I just throw out some bird bombs and then go in with some pokes and teleport at certain times. But the thing is that makes Vergil, I think, a little different is that Strider's projectiles actually just straight up struggle against Vergil's projectile game, because like his animals have no durability; they could be easily jabbed out. And Strider's teleports, every single teleport gets beat out. Yeah, gets beaten by S. So it's like. It really doesn't allow a lot of approach options for Strider to get in.
Ooh, got the air dash up M. Should he have just let the S rock there in order to, even if the last bit of rapid slash has the chance of hitting, there was the opportunity of still potentially converting?
Yeah, he could have S and then dash upwards and avoided the slash altogether. If you get a hit, you get to fall back down and confirm.
Oh, I thought he had air dashed up into them in the first place, so he'd already used air dash.
I think he was coming down with an M from what I saw, but maybe I'm just remembering this wrong. Well, he gets the Romora gets the combo.
Doesn't want this to turn into some Pasadena rules set.
Oh my god.
Romora going to get the opportunity to play. Oh no, Artiztikk. That is not something you could do. And with that, Romora gets on the board 1-2 against Artiztikk, trying to move on to winners finals.
Yeah, that's a bad place to do the missiles sequence right there. I think Artiztikk had a lot of the right ideas in a lot of the tactics I've seen him use against Romora, but at the same time, he's not choosing the right buttons, in my opinion. There's better ways to approach against like characters coming in from Romora's side. Like, oh, there was one time when he jabbed 0 out of a falling neutral button when high time would have just served a much bigger hitbox. And the jab was risky, even if it worked. I was like, oh, that's such a risky scenario, because if you traded with H right there, you would have just straight up died.
Yeah.
So a little more judgment cuts. When you sword up, you should wait more, especially on Romora's side. When you sword up, you should just watch what they do, because people tend to just panic and do whatever they feel to get out of that, when instead that's exactly what you want.
And be responsive with your behavior, because even if you get like 1 or 2 blocked round trip strings out of it, that was already a win. You were able to do enough chip damage and build enough meter that it's more than like hitting someone with a random connected super for most characters in full screen.
He missed his confirm with the X Factor there. One, because X Factor 1 makes it a little bit too slow, and then 2, because Romora decided to use low H for some reason to try to confirm that dash X Factor off of the finger lasers instead of
Oh,
low
and
H.
happy birthday to Romora! Even after he did all of these risky behaviors, dropped all these things, he got... Oh, he let them both live right afterwards and then loses his 0.
Dude, that's the Marvel karma. Don't you know? Every time one person drops a combo, the other person has to drop. Or if you do something that...
Unless they have that top player syndrome, though, where it's like, oh no, you're dropping your combos and I'm still hitting my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that hard kick was the confirmation that was needed, but now Romora just goes for the dry tag with Vergil, and the missiles are not going to stop him from getting... There's the opportunity for Romora to get this kill here, and now Vergil needs to come in. Vergil can kill Vergil off of this much health, without starting meter, right?
Especially in this corner scenario. No, he has to use bar, but... Oh, now he's in the bad scene.
Oh, Crown is fine. Crown is
until that happens.
Romora is fine with the situation, and now he gets to have Spiral Swords on. Artiztikk has no X Factor in order to avoid chip.
Oh my gosh, there's just so much disrespect in this game. Yeah, Crown, I don't know, like, I feel like I never use Crown just specifically because of that kind of disadvantaged state that you put yourself in, because they're always looking to snap back and hit you at that point to do as much damage as possible. Like, at least with shooting swords, like, you have control over it, where you're not just waiting for them to try to, like, panic rush you. With shooting swords, you can kind of keep them in place by shooting it early.
And it allows you to change up your movement, so you have access to more ways of like being safe or avoiding bad situations that otherwise would be present. Yep. But 0 makes every situation into a bad situation because he hits you with lightning loops and then builds back another meter to do another one if you would like, but manages to have that for this hit on Doom instead. Should be able to either kill off the character or snap. Which would you go for?
I would snap, yeah. Because, like, Doom isn't a threat if he's anchored. And he has too much health anyway, so by the time you kill, you give me Strider 3 bars.
Avoiding giving Strider access to orbs is so important, because he could put you in situations where you need to guess. And you never want to guess in this game, because one wrong guess can lead to the rest of the game going very badly.
Yep. Ooh. He already used his dash, so he couldn't have dashed that foot dive. Oh, wrong Geki waves. Nice.
And the Ulysses hitting with that medium Raccoon and is going to be able to kill off Doom because of it. If Artiztikk manages to touch the ground, he does have access to orbs, but let's see how much opportunity he has to do any of that. He's teleporting a lot for Sogenmu being on and missiles being out, but it ended up working out for him.
And now all he has to do is get this one mix-up. Doesn't matter if Vergil has X Factor, it's whoever wins is whoever gets this mix-up card. Oh. Oh my god.
Romora was the one who got it. And with that, Romora goes up 3-2 against Artiztikk. It looks like this is a very teabag-oriented matchup. We know what these players are playing for.
Oh my gosh, the Lipton.
Let's see how Artiztikk responds to that, because even though both of these players are taunting as if they're winning very heavily, all these matches have been very close for the most part.
My hitboxes are better than yours. In the face. You got it.
Oh no! 0 pressed the button. He didn't respect that judgment cut existed there.
He got deleted. Oh no! This is such a bad scenario. He can definitely kill one more character here. He tried the cross-up setup, but he jumped back a little too far. Especially when you're not that close to the mid-screen, you should jump forward instead in that scenario to get the cross-up.
DHC orbs here? Oh, well, Artiztikk DHC's orbs wants to make sure that there's opportunity for Strider to get all that pressure, the opportunity for mix-up, and he converts it into a combo, but doesn't convert it into a dead Vergil. And now this is one of those situations where it can be pretty... Gosh, just needs to not get randomed out. If he could just keep missiles on the screen when he needs it, make Vergil block. Artiztikk going and tying it up, 3-3.
Ooh. They both have extremely long taunts. That's the worst part. You know, this is always the anchors. They want to prove a point. It's like my anchor better than yours.
There's something about the type of people attracted to Marvel who can make someone guess with a Vergil or Strider and then be like, this was a great victory, I need to taunt you here.
Yeah.
Let's see, just because they have terrifying anchors doesn't mean their points are any less terrifying, and it's equally possible for there to not be any X factor and it just be a game where the point character gets momentum and does everything they need to win neutral repeatedly until the game ends.
But yeah, I guess
3D tag back, and he's in Devil Trigger too, so this isn't gonna build any meter for Artiztikk.
No, that's too much of a corporate tag. There's too much. There's too much business meeting in that office tag.
Oh no. And if you want people at your office to be miserable, have them fight Zero, because he's there to punish office tags. Gets the snap, brings in Strider, and Strider presses some buttons, but is going to press too many buttons and get hit by the final missile. And you can't let even one thing touch you with Zero, because his damage output is so unreasonably high.
Yeah.
Be able to kill off Strider, and even though he does not kill off Strider, and the dry tag again gives the opportunity for Dark Strider to rise. He's not gonna have very much life though, because the rate at which he's dying here.
I think that was an okay office tag, even though Strider died here earlier, because you want that Strider anchor. But now you're like, well, you're dealing with my favorite scenario, but I know a lot of people hate this anchor matchup against everyone else. I love this stuff, fighting back from the brink. With Doom?
Back to brink, especially if you get that hit on Zero, this is how it all starts, because even though Doom needs to deal with some challenges in neutral at times, his incoming mix-ups are good enough that he could get momentum and win a game. But Romora takes the actual momentum with his own foot dive, kills off Artiztikk, and goes on to winners finals of the West Coast side Wednesday night fights.
Did you notice that his Doom didn't teabag that time? Only the anchors. He knows. Only anchors teabag.
Doom has a doctorate. He's too brilliant to teabag. Levels of understanding.
That knowledge.
You could learn from your assists. He doesn't even need to learn from you.
Oh wow! Just straight up caught. Yep. Can't do much about that. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah. You hurt me. That's okay. Don't teleport behind him, please. Oh, that was grabbable. Oh no! Actually, Mothman.
In the middle of using analyze.
Yeah, no, Mothman, I think he knew that was grabbable, tried to grab him, but then got a hit because Strider just kept him in just enough block stun for that teleport to be safe.
Dry tag into Morrigan, and he needs to hit her a decent amount before he builds the meter to snap.
Nice.
This is still going to be pretty scary for Phoenix, though. Got the hit, but then didn't have the confirm off of it. DEADxPRIDE is going to see Mothman's Phoenix advance to 5 meters. Oh, but he doesn't die to a TAC combo.
And that low jab. Yeah, and that low jab from Phoenix, I think, is like something that a lot of I think is once you hit top 8, you're gonna see that a lot more. People scout out your openings from dropped combos and counter hit you back. You don't see that usually where players are just waiting for their turn to start and then get their game plan started. But usually in top 3, top 5, you usually start seeing them land, reset their frames, hit light when they know you're unsafe, things like that. See you drop a combo, you immediately react with a neutral tech into jab or grab.
Oh, gets a hit here on Vergil. This should be a kill and give Mothman access to Astralon incoming against Dr. Doom. Astral's a tiny bit early, but because of this is going to have so many opportunities to just get in that extra bit of chip. DEADxPRIDE manages to get out, but then eats the double Soul Fist from both sides and loses loses about 2/3 of Doom, and
Yeah.
this is pretty scary because Morrigan does not need a lot to chip out Strider. Strider's neutral is very good, but his health is very low, so every little bit of chip that hits him ends up being incredibly important too.
The fact that she built another bar off of that, dude, that was a really good use of like non-assist based like Astral. Like I haven't seen someone pattern their fireball so well. Because I thought Doom was gonna survive that, like honestly. Like he just died from chip.
This is a matchup that could go either way. Oh, getting the hit here is incredibly valuable for DXP. I don't think Legion's gonna kill.
Yeah.
What chip setup does he have available? Gets the satellite. That was a very questionable Vatra. That could have gone incredibly badly for him, but
Yeah.
he did it multiple times in a row, and Mothman didn't punish any of them, so it works out for DXP this time.
And Mothman he took to the air too many times instead of reacting to the fact that he was just doing Vajra 3 times in a row. He could have punished that, you know, if he like chicken blocked the Vajra and just did stand jab. I would say grab too, but that Morrigan doesn't get much off of a grab, so the better option is to chicken block. But yeah, he just kept trying to take to the air, and then when DXP recognized that, it's like until you try to punish my Vajra, I'm not gonna stop doing this.
Yep, and Morrigan is actually one of the characters that if you do it during active frames, I think every one of her air buttons beats Vajra. Like, she, even the ones that seem like they should not, like her jump jab totally blows up Vajra at this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gets the hit, is going to be able to not invest X Factor, just chooses to let Vergil go. Decides that because there's no X Factor available on DXP's side, that it's worth it to just save the resources for potential Phoenix things instead of worrying about killing off Vergil.
Yeah, it's good to have Doom out here because he's like a meat shield that could just eat up some damage, build some bar.
And gets that confirm on Morrigan. Would you snap or kill?
I
like he's going for
probably, I don't know, I think a snap would actually be okay here. Yeah, because if you kill, you get Phoenix 4 bars and you really have to make that mix up like, you only get one chance, you know? Whereas if you snap, you might get 2 chances if they try to hard tag back in. But it's a tough call. I'd say it's like 50-50.
And Morrigan doesn't even need to eat any chip there, building up all this additional meter for Phoenix. It looks very... Oh, tri-tags into MODOK. Is going to lose him, but is going to have Phoenix coming in at a rate that could only be taken if the side TAC hits. Now her life is low enough that the combo into launch to get side TAC going would not be functional. And PK Overdrive has such ridiculous properties in close and able to go into the TAC but doesn't kill Vergil. There's been a lot of letting Vergil live this game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's not too big of a loss just because of, this 5-bar Phoenix and the fact that Mothman was so patient throughout that entire stream that DXP did. He lasted basically like 3 turns worth of mix-ups and just found that one opening with Rapid Slash, decided to commit with a jab, and now he's here and he was rewarded for it.
And TK Overdrive is a poke, very fast, very confirmable. He interacts favorably with projectiles, goes very far.
Yep, and he almost always... that was what I was gonna say. He almost always ends his strings with light or medium overdrive. Never uses H because that's unsafe. So he's been advocating for the M because you can dash afterwards and then get a mix-up coming back in. Oh, he knew! There was a gap there. It wasn't safe. Crazy. Should have judgment cut it.
Judgment cut could have been a good idea there, but Mothman ties it up 1-1 against DXP. Does he need to go for any adjustments in how he interacts with Phoenix in this situation, or do you feel that his game plan was good enough, he just needs to execute it better?
He didn't have a lot of opportunities to even snap in Phoenix. I think and then when he does get Phoenix in, Mothman was just willing to wait it out because he has a lot of Vergil experience now, so he's very patient with the defense. I think I want to see more like high times with Strider because you have that option to bring players like MODOK back down with no issue whatsoever. And if you snap in Phoenix, don't go for like the fancy smanchy like snap setups with teleport, round trip teleport snap whatever, because like Mothman has fought a lot of players who do that, including me. So he would just get hit more often by the dash up raw S kind of thing.
When people, there are certain mix-ups that work better on experienced players than unexperienced players, where they're looking for this specific thing. They're like, I know that people like to cross up here, and so I'm going to block cross up because of the likely mix-up. And then the same sides work dramatically better. Wait, Man USA 2016 gifting a tier 1 sub to 7073. Thank you so much for supporting the community.
Yes, the community grows.
And DEADxPRIDE making sure Morrigan's life bar does not grow, killing off that MODOK and making her lose half of her life to red. But she did her job, MODOK did his job. They have built 4.5 meters already. Morrigan just needs to not let herself get side TAC'd and everything is fine.
Yep. And I think DXP heard me early because I saw him high time that time.
High time is such a
Yeah, it's relatively safe, and if you hit somebody airborne with it and they're blocking, it actually does become safe because they have to land to try to punish you, and there's not enough time because you teleport canceled it. Oh, great spot.
opposite.
Sword up, he's gonna attack. Yep, I knew he was gonna attack. That's the Mothman thing.
Oh no! The Pixel gets more opportunities to play. Uses the air heavies because if there's either Strider Summon or Heavy Teleport, it'll punish either one of those. And so it's only vulnerable to doing like dash up either Rising Sun or High Time. But just didn't find a safe way to come down from it though, and ended up losing his character. But now DXP has used his X Factor, and Mothman didn't die with MODOK, managed to get in his Morrigan safely and do a Soul Drain, so he is well on track to build the meter while DXP is out of X Factor.
I'm like wondering how we ended up in that scenario where all the resources disappeared within the span of like us trying to finish a sentence.
You can use a lot of meters real fast in this game. As Viper players will tell you, it is possible to go from 5 to 0 in very few seconds.
I didn't understand why he didn't spend the bar to kill Morrigan earlier, because he ended up spending it to try to put her in a mix-up anyways when the Dimension Slash would have just finished her off. But, you know, he's in an okay scenario right now. Even without the bar, he just doesn't get access to protect him. Oh. I was like, I thought he was
gonna see if Mothman was mashing, but I don't know what the full advantage of seeing if Mothman was mashing there was. Now you need to deal with this. There's no X Factor, so you just need to deal with the chip levels of it, and
that was good. Yes, he fly canceled it.
Oh, he was able to kill off almost the entirety of Strider with those air H's, and because of that is going to use the rest of his X Factor time to kill Doom, has access to the healing field, may be able to just chip out Strider.
Yeah, and I think DXP's mistake in that last bout right there was that he tried to throw a grounded round trip, which got jumped over by Mothman and attacked, but he should have preemptively did an air round trip when he was coming down, because even if you mistimed it, you would either hit them going forward with the round trip or with it coming back. So you have like a lot of leeway with that, and that would have given you the free mix-up right there. Like he tried to.
I'm a big fan of making people deal with their round trip and just like forcing it. Yes.
Yeah, but instead he tried to like throw it in reaction to when Mothman touched the ground, and you never want to do that because it has to be preemptive to set it up the best.
And the Soul Drain coming out there and getting the connection meant that now if he wants to, he could use level 3, kill off Vergil potentially. Oh, he used level 3 but dropped the combo.
Yeah, the hit stun. He did S. No, that was a confirm with Helmbreaker. You could have gotten it. Instead, he chose S, the worst of the combo conversion moves.
Oh, and now she has Astral available, and there's no meter for DXP. He just needs to deal with the shit. Oh, has enough that he could. That was a fortunate tag to only lose a quarter of Doom out of the entire tag, but now it's looking potentially very bad again, because even though Mothman has way less life, the matchup in between Morrigan and Doom, matchup's fine if you eat 2 plasma beams and then dry tag and lose your MODOK. That, everything working out much better for DXP than looks possible. He is ready for dry tags. He trains the people in his office for them, and he should be going for them against someone so prepared.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't teleport, look behind. That was such a... Dude, he tried to push block, but then the swords turned into crowns, and he had nothing to push block, and then gets hit by Raw Stinger in the face. What an unfortunate scenario. That was a flinchy setup right there.
And Mothman is going to need to win 2 games in a row if he wants to move on to winners finals, while DXP only needs this last one and take it.
Yeah, oh man, that was just quite unfortunate. It's just like he didn't expect it to turn into Crown. And yep. Well, let's see if he can turn it around, you know, get those two, as I say, but he's not gonna get killed. He has to TAC or go for a reset here. Probably snap, yep. And then, yeah, dash out, that was not a true setup, but you fell into it. You didn't see the doom that was there. And DXP, why do you go for the hardest combos in the game? You could have finished it. Now you put yourself
They're
in this
hard
scenario.
combo. All the characters on Mothman's team have harder combos than that.
Yeah, but he like went for the extension that wouldn't have done anything for him, you know?
Yeah, because Phoenix is already going to die. The meter optimization against this team. You build up so much meter with the rest of the way that DXP's team is constructed. But invest that X.
This
Going to kill without X Factor.
This is gonna be rough. MODOK is not a very good X Factor character.
It's true. We've seen Mothman do some MODOK comebacks before, even without X Factor against 4 teams, but this is going to be an uphill battle, especially since DXP still has access to so many resources. He still has access to X Factor and 2 3/4 meter and his full team at full health, so they could just like handle chip for extended periods of time.
Yep, and without that many resources behind your belt, oh my gosh, unless you use it smartly like the way Mothman is doing right now. Yeah, I like DXP's incoming earlier too. I just had noticed these tiny things because he tried to do a corpse cross incoming, but because MODOK's head was so big, he couldn't cross over.
The MODOK life has some odd hurt boxes that make some things function a little differently. The catch.
No, he messed up. He tried to go for the Punisher option select that covers all 3 options for Vergil. But he didn't time it correctly and ends up getting Dimension Slash out of it. Because if he had flown in time after doing the goop, he would have been able to grab Vergil right out of that. But
just like the in-close battle is incredibly frustrating for him, but her horizontal movement tools are not great enough to deal with him just like having good pillar spacing, having good meteor spacing, putting out volcanoes in situations where he's not feeling super threatened. But he needs to get those set up, and when Astral has things coming from behind, he doesn't necessarily have all the resources he needs for that.
I think he's doing fairly well, but there's a lot of teleports coming in here. A lot of people like meteors and stuff like that, but I'm a personal fan of Dormammu's spikes against certain matchups like this. I just keep trying to advocate these terrible spells, but I think they're like pretty fun and pretty useful at certain moments. Especially since Morrigan can only take by the air, you know, spikes might be pretty useful in stopping her. Same guys, should try it out.
Meteors do protect you a lot, though. That's one of the things, is that meteors have a long duration of protecting from projectiles from the front side, while Volcano protects from both front side and backside projectiles. So it definitely has that specific goodness. But if you are trying to counter poke with something, the spike set into, can't you do it into some like crazy dark matter stuff?
Yeah, you could do spikes in the dark hole with assist behind it. If you have the right assist, you can get an extension off of that, but I think it would be something like Sentinel or something. Otherwise, no, not really. You can also, I mean, he also has Explosion, right, which is a pretty decent, like, catch you off guard kind of thing.
But Noel is putting in the work here. His Dormammu hasn't needed to use meter in order to take out all of Dr. Doom and most of Morrigan, and Brock's invested a ton of resources in making every little bit of momentum he could get, so he is running behind because his Ami is one of those characters that does a lot more when it has access to meter to use those slows to get out of bad situations. But Noel, just doing the work here, has the lead on point, getting access. This time he does have the big explosion ready, wants to have something that can reactively punish a large area, I guess.
X Factor? Oh no, I guess not.
X Factor at the ice in order to make sure lockdown. Saving it for the Phoenix on that X Factor. I understand that. Oh no, opportunities to live. You think Rockstar can do this?
I actually wanted him to X Factor Dormammu. I think because specifically because the dog can do this that. Because the slowdown actually makes Phoenix a lot weaker than she should be, even with Dark Phoenix out. But you know, Noel won in the end, so it's just a scenario. He played well there. But yeah, that's a scary scenario because if you manage to kill the first two characters and you come in with regular Phoenix and you slow down when she turns dark, it actually becomes a fair match. Yeah, because Dog has Reflector, and that Reflector is infinite. You can't mash buttons with Phoenix. Um, yeah, but it played out well for Noel.
This time, things are going much better for Rock than they did in Game 1. He has half of Dormammu's life gone already, and has managed to not get Morrigan too messed up in the process.
Yep. Changing up the strat, changing up where he moves. I think I would like to see him rush down Dormammu more, because Dormammu hates rush down, like, especially when Morrigan's in his face. Like, there's really not much he can do. And I'm not talking about, like, shell kick or anything. I'm talking about, like, throw fireball, then shell kick behind it for safety.
Yeah, going to the range at which he can't reaction move to get around the projectile, instead needs to just, like, only do predictive things to try and get around stuff, or block Soul Fist and let you start doing other things around him. And then if you block Soul Fist with Rock in that range, he has access to Cold Star Assist, not just missiles, so he can lock down for a really long period of time.
And when you get locked down by that, like, your first instinct is try to get out. As long as, like, Rock is aware of that and scouts out his teleports with Jump Light, like, it'd be like you set him up to get hit with the teleport.
But again, Noel's Dormammu has been putting in a lot of work. Rock Mode has lost his Morrigan, his Doom is bleeding, it just brings in the dog, but it looks like these meteors are just so hard for him to deal with hit all of his characters.
Oh my god, that dog got hit by everything.
There was no blocking by the dog. She was definitely in hold forward mode, and even with all of the damage that Noel's amazing Dormammu has been doing, hasn't needed to use any resources in that as far as meter is concerned. It still has been doing his job, building up everything that Dark Phoenix needs.
Yep, and because of that, now, like, he has to worry about that Dark Phoenix. Like, it doesn't matter what happens to Doom here. Oh gosh. That dog got comboed by literally every stray projectile into full combos. So it was like Flame Carpet, like Dark Matter into like Dark Hole into missiles. I was like every single thing combo.
Purple Destructor.
I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a projectile only combo like that in the middle of the match.
And Noel's Dormammu definitely has been the MVP of this set so far. Has required lots of resources from Rock, and Rock hasn't been getting a ton of value out of those resources.
Rock's letting him get away with a lot of teleports. You should start rushing in Dormammu and force him to teleport and anticipate that jump and then contest him when he's in the air. See, right there. Like, you should anticipate these teleports, because you can punish him. It's just, all you have to do is just know it's coming, then jump light. Don't try to get your game started. Instead, try to react to teleports. Yeah, see how many...
To get the Soul Fist confirmed, and last time he was also able to get Dormammu down to much lower than in the previous set. Missiles coming down.
Yep.
Opportunity to play.
I feel like he's missing.
Going to try and come out.
Yeah, and he got his spells locked in too. I feel like he lost so many opportunities to punish Dormammu's teleport right there, because he's trying too hard to get his Astral game started, and there's really no point when you fight a character like Dorm with that, because he's specifically designed to counter that kind of stuff. So take advantage of the fact that Dorm has no good defensive options when he's cornered, outside of low M, which is like a very hard read.
And Phoenix getting this knockdown, decides not to go for the TK shot in order to set anything up, and just like playing the full screen game with Phoenix. When TK shot explodes, it has that bomb level durability that'll just eat everything. So even if there are like two Soul Fists that are in quick adjacency, the TK shot can just blow them both up. But,
and you can kind of see that with how much chip damage she's taking as a result. It's just not going to win in the Fireball War because of it. Why does it have that much durability? That is
Well, all of the bomb class things in this game are pretty serious on their durabilities. Oh no, he got a backdash, and the backdash got punished. Poor rock mode. Let's see if he can make this into a Pasadena set, or the 3-0 is going to take him out before this could even turn into a first to 4.
I need him to anticipate a teleport and just team super right. It's team super. He's gonna teleport. He's gonna No, he knew he was gonna teleport.
But the slow. Oh, he hit on the air dash up forward into button.
Rockwell, stop going forward. Teleport. Anticipate the teleport. Jump light. Backwards. Jump back when you get close to him. No, you keep going forward. That's why he's spacing himself away. When he teleports, you get farther by going forward.
Especially because Amy doesn't have an air dash back. She doesn't have a way to, once she takes to the air, she could use her, what is it, sword dives if she's in sword mode in order to just a little bit, but she doesn't have a great way of putting a hitbox behind her. Is going to dive over the top of that, and there's 10 Marvel seconds left. This is very possible. Oh no, it's no longer possible.
Oh, I was hoping Rock would use more of like the green reflector to try to like, you know, psych him. It basically would keep the pressure even if he doesn't get the confirmed hit off of it.
Looks like we are going to have MemesMayCry versus Zenpool in the losers top 8.
Yep.
And Memes is going with the 0 this time. He saw some Morrigans lose and was like, I would like to play as a character I haven't seen lose in a little while. Let me choose 0.
Yeah, got hit by the... Well, that wasn't even an overhead. He just got hit.
Ryu's Tatsu, not an overhead, but it does alter his trajectory, so it lets him potentially cross up in situations that would otherwise be non-cross-ups.
Yeah, so, it's also a very good anti-flinchy tool, like when you're trying to push block and then your timing was off. And so I see the plus sides of that. And I actually think Deadpool fares fairly well against Zero, a la like Dual Kevin and Joey D back in the day, because of the fact that, you know, you got that grenade durability, which does stuff out Red Buster.
And also for this matchup, beating the Plasma Beam as well for Doom. Doom has a lot of challenges in fighting this character, but fortunately for Memes, Zenpool doesn't have any of the assists that really allowed Deadpool to just make Doom's life miserable. So it mainly is just more of a point battle going on in between them, and just like seeing if Deadpool on his own can win the attrition. And he forces out the DHC into Vergil from Memes, who feels this is a better matchup to go for. Oh, Doom just lost all of his life there. And now it's up to solo Vergil to win the game, but if it's up to one character, might as well be solo Vergil, right?
And see, that's what I was talking about with the Helm Break confirm. He should Helm Break straight into Washing Machine. Don't try to do H or stuff or reposition, because that just screws your combo more than it should. Helm Break straight into Washing Machine is probably the most consistent when you have Spiral Swords on. Or into Throw Round Trip, or another Helm Break. And then you can Helm Break again to bring you to the ground, and then set that as an X Factor combo, but...
This time, Memes trading off of the 0 for the other top tier, going with Morrigan. Let's see if that was the problem, and that now with the Morrigan Doom Vergil. Oh, when she Shadow Blades out of fight mode, that is a missed input, because it's one of the few times that she's actually unsafe. General Reaction doing the good work and subscribing for 21 months. Thank you so much, General Reaction.
Wow, 21 months?
Yeah, that's amazing. And with this infinite going on in audio, let's see how close to being an infinite. Oh no, she drops her Soul Drain timing. I was ready for some loops to go on there. But Zenpool has been very consistent at getting advantage against MemesMayCry's point character with using the Deadpool in a fundamentally sound way.
I don't think that Soul Drain combo would have gotten more than 2 Soul Drains because of how high the hit stun was at that point, but I mean, it was a worthy investment, so always good to take.
Flash, you could always get 4.
Oh, interesting.
Like, with anything that has, like, at least a little bit of hit stun, you could almost always get 4. For the combo tools that are reasonable as assists.
Oh my gosh, what is that tag?
Just Shoryu.
He could super that, yeah.
Went for a judgment cut. I'm not sure if he thought that would catch Zenpool out of it, but now is going to be able to kill off Ryu with the Dimension Slash and has the incoming mix-up on Deadpool. Didn't quite get the round trip spacing to lock him down, but managed to get Zenpool's X Factor and didn't kill the character, losing Morrigan instead.
Oh wow, he actually blocked that? That's crazy.
Nice work. Zenpool, pretty amazing player. Oh,
And
but sometimes Vergil ends up behind you and you were not ready for it.
yeah,
So,
we call that
Zenpool's
we call that a skill check. Get hit by raw S, didn't block it. Tough luck.
and in this game, like
Punish?
in a lot of games, but you should never walk of shame. In Marvel, walk of shame entirely makes sense some percent of the time, where it's like, I thought they were gonna cross me up. I swear, I'm just holding straight forward into their combo.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of mix-ups that you need to do a player prediction as opposed to trying to react visually to something that goes on.
Yeah, but those are usually the scenarios you put yourself in when it comes to like Vergil, any character who has like really good cross unders and stuff like that. This is why I don't always jump when fighting against like swords and stuff like that, because when you jump, you put yourself in that 50-50 every single time. So well, why not just take some chip and just actually block out the Vergil, because he doesn't cross up most of the time when you're just blocking on the ground.
Depends on what assist he has though, right? Because he should be able to use any of those at the spacing of Spiral Swords to set up a free cross-up guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that with swords set up, like the only real air cross-ups are way easier overall, and I think that's where the Vergil gets the strongest mix-ups from, when you're trying to run away through the air. And then the ground ones, you can cross up sometimes, but that all depends on like positioning on the screen and how well you set up like the Takumi style teleport mix-ups, where depending on the timing of the teleport you can cross up. And your push block habits as well also create cross-up gaps. But for the most part, it's almost always going to be same side. Ooh.
Getting those soul fists on screen. This time, Meme's able to do what Morrigan needs to do, making the game go for a long time and getting value out of the extended period of time that it's going on for. The longer the match goes, she gets to just chip out characters, and pressing that crouched light, disincentivizing Akuma from coming out, disincentivizing Deadpool from living, and some soul fists are gonna come here and this catches Ryu. He's not able to get out safely. Ends up just trying to shoot her again, but does chip damage, but doesn't get particular value out of it. Has managed to survive an exceptionally long time, but now Morrigan, there's no meter on either side, so Akuma just needs to try and like get a fortunate Tatsu to get through things, or try to dodge
like that.
Fortunate Tatsu. Now incoming X Factor mix-ups.
I'm just, for how little options Ryu had earlier, yeah, you're right, he did survive way too long.
Yes, and that was good by Zenpool, knowing that what he needs to do in neutral, but Memes getting that throw is going to kill off Akuma, and with that, going up 2-1 against Zenpool in this losers round 4 top 8 match.
It's really unfortunate, because when you do a demon flip, you can't take a grab, you have to cancel it into one of your normals first.
Yes, in general, you could put something around yourself to be a little safer if you put out the Zanku Hadoken, and then for fastest startup, you're going to want to go with the Palm, I believe, but that was just like, being that close to Doom in general is very risky when play with Zanku Hadokens and kind of poke him a little bit more safely.
Yeah, I think Akuma versus Doom is mostly focused on Akuma sniping Doom whenever he commits to an air option, because Akuma's super is very fast and you get a lot of free hits in on Doom trying to do a photon shot or something like that with your super. Like fighting it out and duking it out is just like, a lot of players have, I feel like, feel pressure to spend their X Factor very well by going in and doing as much with it as possible. But sometimes you just get that one kill and play the neutral out and just assume that your X Factor is going to be lost by the time you deal with the second character. At least this time you won't overcommit and then get killed by it, you know, and you still manage to barely eke out the second character's death.
And so much chip damage by memes there. Zenpool has made it last long enough that Deadpool was able to go from just like 10% all the way back to over 50%. But
Yep.
he is in a pretty bad situation now. Is going to need to use a meter to DHC just to wear out some of Morrigan's life and the astral timing. But
Ooh. I like how memes is keeping Morgan in though, because normally people are like, "Oh, her health is low. I want to tag out and stuff." But hey, I think it's a worthy fight. You know, even if he did get killed, you know, he might get some extra. You got the resources now to set up Vergil, so it's not the worst scenario.
then there are so many things that Zenpool can no longer do just because they become punishable when you have access to the Spiral Swords DHC.
Mm-hmm.
And but it looks like Memes is happy to play this game just as slowly. Even if he foot dives into some Hadokens, is more than willing to just like let the match go for as long as it needs to go. There's 27 Marvel seconds left, and things are looking pretty even right now, actually, in between the two teams.
I actually think that if, well, he spent it early, but I was like, Doom can actually out-chip Deadpool in this scenario. And then this happens and you get X Factor, so losing Morrigan in the beginning wasn't that big a deal just because of how many resources you have left to deal humongous amounts of chip damage. Like, yeah, let's say X Factor, Akuma.
Oh, no, but this is pretty bad, though. If he manages to kill Vergil in the situation that X Factor runs out for Memes and then just, like, chip out with Deadpool.
Oh no, he had the hit!
Confirmed. And with that, it looks like Zenpool is going to tie this up 2-2 against MemesMayCry. Making sure to stall effectively. Very nice work to Zenpool. And doing this with Deadpool, Hiryu, Akuma against more Doom Vergil. Amazing play on Zenpool's behalf.
Yeah, and all because he didn't believe in that last hit too. If he had believed. And he could have gotten a follow-up throw too, but he OS to like, you know, a basic like mix-up option. See what wasn't expecting the combo to drop.
Oh, and he's just going to take out as much of Vergil as he can here. That is a lot of red life, but it's not the primary assist that Memes wants to summon. And the main thing that disincentivizes him from summoning Doom is that there may be a situation like that where he gets blown up for the summon, and now that Zenpool doesn't have the meter to do that, he could let Vergil get back all of that life very safely and have Astralon and be able to summon that Doom assist as desired in order to like put some pressure on, get Zenpool backed up into the corner where he needs to deal with Chip. But no, Zenpool just gets the throw when she goes in. She didn't have herself covered with any Soul Fist.
Oh, I knew that was an overhead coming. That's safe. Don't try to punish that.
Or only try to punish it if you chicken block really low.
Yeah. He chicken blocked too high that time, I think, so it was definitely not. Ooh. Yeah,
We've seen a lot of those where Memes goes for that grounded plasma beam and it doesn't work against the pineapple, but then seems very willing to just like go in with it when necessary, is going to get these photons on screen. And is there a confirm here? Doesn't have the confirm off of it, but does get a chip situation against Deadpool. And this is looking all kinds of possible for either player now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
delaying the DHC so that the Soul Fist would have moved in front of Hiryu by the time he starts shooting, since there had been one fired from behind that was moving on its way.
Ooh, accounting for even that? That's some thinking far ahead.
Yeah, I like a lot of how Zenpool thinks about matchups. Like, it appears that like he is being conscious about why he's making his decisions about when he DHCs, what he does to stall, if he continues to stall in certain situations. I think that there's not being a ton of things to disincentivize him from stalling against the air control that Morrigan puts in.
Yeah. Especially since, I mean, I guess he just has to put up with this like so much, like all the time that was not a good hard tag. I have seen a lot of good hard tags tonight, but that was not one.
That was not one of them. Oh no, and Akuma, now meterless Akuma, the guest Tatsu. The guest Tatsu did not work this time, and Memes has access to X Factor as well. Honestly,
I would
I would X
X
Factor,
Factor
just like
back. Yeah, I was
make
gonna
sure
say.
that you're able to put hitboxes on a higher percent of the screen to disincentivize Akuma before he builds 1 meter, then just be safe for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like if you X Factor and speed up your fireballs, especially you're getting so much more out on the screen that Akuma just can't deal with. X2 Morrigan, that's a lot of fireballs.
It is! X2 Morrigan with Astral going, it's just like, and also you could have them cover enough angles that his Tatsu will only beat one of the angles and then get hit by the other one. But TAC manages to go for the snap, decided Vergil was the problem, and is going to kill off this guy. Oh no, he drops the combo!
Oh, but gets a follow-up throw. And that's all you need to kill. And this will get a good setup. There's absolutely no meaty that Zenpool could go for because he has no assist to do so. But he does get that non-setup setup.
And I like that when Zenpool is at relatively low ground height, he often uses the grenade to not get put into block stun by Plasma Beam, so that he's able to just like get the opportunity to get back into control faster.
Yeah, yeah. Even all the little things like that keep him alive a little bit longer. Not that he really needs it.
MemesMayCry does not want him to stay alive for very long, and in that process throwing out some soul drains, but Astral did not end up getting him a bunch of chip or a bunch of value again. Zenpool has been very good at not taking a ton of chip damage from Astral. Most of the times Astral has been meaningful and impactful is when Zenpool's felt threatened and dry tagged and just got hit by a bunch of Astral things as opposed to the actual chip back.
Okay, though, because you have 3 bars worth of Astral. You're getting a lot of turns right now. Don't do that. Don't do. You see what happens when you don't let your characters die. Just let them. You guys, you're gonna be even regardless, right? Like, so you might as well just.
Oh, he caught. If he had another meter, he could have killed, but instead going for the X Factor, going to be able to kill off Morrigan, and has Deadpool for the incoming, catches that advancing guard into attempt to get out of there, and Zenpool ties it up 3-3.
It was such a good short you can read. But at the same time, like I felt like Memes could have just waited that out. Like X Factor, the Chris G thing, you know, sometimes he just X Factor waits because he knows he's not gonna take any damage, and you really don't have any good mix-ups against him other than just throw. So at that point, it's like if that's the only thing you're looking for, you're just gonna outlive this and then go back to spamming once the meter is built again. Yeah, but there was just a little bit of impatience that I think costed him right there because he really wanted to get a game plan started instead of just waiting out the opponent's corner pressure.
Oh, but gets happy birthday here. Team's going for just get Astral on. I feel like with how well Zenpool's been interacting with Astral, it may have been beneficial to go for a different setup there, just since Zenpool has been doing so well and not getting caught by things. Oh, but this time waited long enough again for the Soul Fist to get through him, and because of that, the DHC is going to kill Morrigan. Nice work by Zenpool. Let's see, Doom just has those good air-to-air buttons, but didn't quite get a confirm off of them. Has plenty of meter. Would you choose to leave in Doom for the matchup here, or would you bring in Vergil to fight Deadpool?
Yeah, I would leave in Doom, but I wouldn't be going in with him, honestly, because you're beefy enough that you can actually play a keep away war.
I don't think Alpha Counter was what he wanted.
Yeah, I think he was definitely an assist call there, but... Yeah, because if you have Doom in there, you just throw out some Plasma Beam and stuff like that. Like, even if you die, you get X Factor 3 Vergil. I would rather try to fight out a war as long as possible with that character. And then
those were regular guns. He didn't cancel into a ninja gift, so he couldn't block on the way down. And with that, is X Factor gonna get used? No, decides to go for the round trip instead.
I'm not sure if I agree with that decision. I think I would have liked him to X Factor right there earlier, because you're the only...
Big fan of killing with the X Factor. Oh, but if Zenpool gives the opportunity to use that X Factor and waste Zenpool's X Factor timing, Memes is going to be happy with that exchange instead.
Yep. Alright, let's see what you got. You got an assist and an incoming. Shady K? That did not cross up because he didn't teleport in time. That was 100% same side.
Does he have the punish here? He has the correct combo to confirm and kills off Ryu as a result. Very nice work to Meme. Let's see if the Anchor Deadpool can make the comeback against two characters in this final game of this loser side match at Wednesday Night Fights.
Oh, is he gonna...
And because he used Ninja Gift instead of using guns, he was able to block that time.
Yep.
He did not lose the game. But too good with that crouch button.
Yeah, but he got caught by that mix-up specifically because he push blocked the Vergil back to the same side. So he was originally gonna get to the other side, which would have been easy to anticipate the block, but push blocked him back to the front. Because and the Stinger whiffs completely because they got pushed too far at that point.
Vergil whiffing buttons is one of his few weaknesses, but we have seen Noel do exceptionally well against the Morrigan matchup. Let's see how he ends up doing against MODOK, because MODOK, his ability to move forward is much easier than Morrigan's. He can lay some of that pressure on Dormammu if he gets the opportunity. And it looks like in this situation he's already up to almost 4 meters in this Phoenix mirror.
You try to call Phoenix assist there? It doesn't stop the shield. I would have supered there. Oh wow, they both have Phoenixes, so I guess it's...
Yeah.
I was like, MODOK is a pretty big threat to Noel's team, but I guess it makes sense. Oh, you rode forward into it, you madman. You could have unblockable yourself.
And got himself the tech. And I like this. Mothman, as long as MODOK is alive, if Morrigan's up at 5 meters and on point, he just uses the Astral. Because it gives you enough of a neutral advantage for a long enough time that even if they hit you, the time it takes for them to combo into Snap and then the amount they need to do to kill off Phoenix lets you just build back so much meter to make that an okay option. I really appreciate that choice from Mothman.
Yeah, especially since if you're already at 5 bars, like losing one
geez,
game.
Phoenix got summoned and then got down to a quarter life. Well, that's a very risky assist summon, my friend.
Makes me scared. What are players thinking in their head? Oh.
Well, thinking that he's going to win the game potentially right now, builds up back to 5 meters and hits the TAC, which is going to kill off Morrigan. He's not going to kill off Morrigan. She gets to live with the pixel and just throwing out those soul drains in case Noel runs into them. Using the double TAC, but Mothman is amazingly ready. Breaks on the second one, which means he wasn't mashing TAC break on the first.
Yep. He's very aware of that setup. He always watches for the dash back. I think the way to get him is either triple TAC or just straight up side most of the time. But even then, like, he'll adapt to the next match, so you can only really do it as a one-off thing.
Oh, and Phoenix dies on Mothman's side. X Factor has been used by both teams. Meter is available for Noel, but not for Mothman, and X Factor's about to be out. Gets advancing guarded into the trap and dies.
I love that stuff. That's like the same thing I do with Strange. Like, I push block them into the eye from the other side. Like, I love that stuff.
Yes, it is the favorite thing of people who have jam session assist everywhere as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, managed to get the throw on air dash back S. I'm curious if MODOK has a good reaction punish that he could do if he sees the teleport come up there.
Yeah, his stand jab actually does fairly well against teleports because it has a huge hitbox. Even Dormammu's, I think.
And she managed to get the confirmed with Shadow there. That was almost brilliant. And Noel summons a lot of Phoenix assists. That was the second time, or yet another time, we've seen her red life all evaporate. This time, Mothman's going for that side TAC setup and back into
sending a message. Sending a message back.
Here.
Nah, it's fine. You got Morrigan, right? You got a lot of soul drain setups if you manage to get it.
Gets hit on Boom. Doesn't get the follow-up, but sometimes you're just waiting to open up your Dark Phoenix.
I wonder if Mothman is aware, but like Morrigan actually have a soul drain infinite from a TAC as well.
Yes, it's substantially harder to do than her other one. Like, it is not as hard as doing her point infinite, but I see enough Morrigans that are very technically proficient not do it, that I assume that it must be dramatically harder than doing the non-soldier variant.
Yeah. Alright, so Phoenix gets a hit on dang, what was that costume again? Psylocke.
Yes. Phoenix Mirror, and with that Pixel of Life is going to choose to lose Doom so that she has X Factor 3 when she pops.
Okay, she could chip her out at this point. Yep, that's exactly what I
Chip.
thought. Come on, overdrive right here, right here.
And the pop gets frame advantage.
Just keep overdriving. No! No!
Held down forward, I guess, or tried to chicken block, but there was not a hole there. The feathers were still coming and needed to keep the opposite side low. Now MODOK getting the opportunity to get started. Nice job making sure to protect his assist from Noel so that even though that stand S had no opportunity to hit MODOK, it did give the opportunity for two missiles to come out safely.
I can actually see how this Doom Dorm Shell like fares very well against MODOK. Only because he doesn't have an assist, so it's like there's really not much MODOK can do. And if he hides behind shield, like, and you're not fully behind, like, integrated into the shield, the pillars would catch you. Yeah, Dorm does good against MODOK, holy cow. Like, pillars reach MODOK up there, like...
Oh, I think pillars might still have a height cap. I know Shockwave has a height cap, and
yeah, that's true.
there are a decent amount of things that have height caps that look like they should, because I think that Shockwave is one of the ones that visually has a height cap, but Pillar is one of the things that has a height cap, but it's not visually aligned. Like, there's still stuff that's visibly there that should be hitting them,
okay.
but it doesn't have a hitbox anymore.
Yeah, but having things like meteors under your hand really prevents MODOK from getting his air game started if he lands back in the ground. It's just like locks you down and you have to eat a mix-up every time.
And this is going to build so much meter for Mothman. Going to be able to kill off Dormammu and also have access to maybe a little less than 4?
Yeah.
Okay, 3.5. Still not quite enough. Oh, going into immediate Astral, that is quite a choice on Mothman's behalf for someone who has Phoenix on his team and is below 3 meters at this point.
He might be banking on the Soul Drain setups at this point. If he gets a hit on Phoenix, he can do, like, you know, Shadow Blade into X Factor Soul Drain. Or Shadow Blade, yeah, X Factor Soul Drain to kill Phoenix like that. That maneuvering? So good.
And man here is very happy to just continue playing neutral because right now there's 30 seconds left on the Marvel clock. If it goes to crazy combat of everyone doing scary mix-ups, that could end things very quickly. So since Mothman has the life lead right now, the longer it is before it gets to that stage.
No, Mothman should have done forward M. Forward M. You could have actually got the Soul Drain. No.
Would have worked there. It would have needed to be Soul Drain into Shadow Servant, but it would have been worth it there. Oh, goes for the Hyper Psionic Blaster, and it has enough to get the confirm. Oh, this is a very possible situation for either player. Oh, and because of the DHC is going to be able to continue to pressure. Runs away for the entirety of the time, and it is going to be too long before Noel can take it. Mothman survives, making this a 2-1 Noel's lead, but Mothman is in it.
And with Snake Tits Rules, gets another game for Leeway.
Worth it. Oh, and launched Dormammu up, but didn't end up getting the ideal confirm off of it. And Noel has been doing well off of changing scrambly situations into something decent. Has consistently gone for a TAC afterwards, doesn't seem willing to invest the resources, much happier to just like go back to game plan. And
always been his style, I think. It's like he can sit up there all day for as long as needed to have the opponent come near him and get antsy.
Oh, that could have gone so badly for either player for a lot of different reasons in a short period of time.
Nice break.
Drops, but
this is the same issue that Rock Mode saw earlier. Like, you gotta punish the teleport. Like, anticipate, don't just chase. Yeah, see, he knows. He knows it's not safe.
then not getting... Oh, Soul Drain hit Doom. That actually does matter a decent amount. If you are letting your assist get hit by Soul Drains, it changes a lot when you're playing a Phoenix team.
Yep. And that doesn't seem like it's screwing up too much here, though, but in these matches.
Getting the hit is going to just get some TK traps set up. One of the many matchups that can be pretty challenging for Doom. Even regular Phoenix has just like tools that can be very obnoxious to how he wants to move around.
Yeah, like you mean outside of the entire cast, basically. Doom, I think, loses to every single character in this cast except Shuma, Gorath, Super Scroll, and Sentinel.
Dang, that is... I have a little bit more faith in Doom than that, but
I mean, like once he gets started, and he has some even matchups, but like he did, like those are the only ones where I could see him like winning more often than losing.
It is a hard life for Doom, and it's amazing that even with that potentially being true, he's still one of the most important characters in the game and the most played character because of everything he brings to a team.
Yeah, support factor cannot be overlooked.
Down to 25 seconds though. There's 5 meters available for both of them. Soul Drains are just kind of hanging out on the screen at various times to make sure that if Noel happens to want to run into one of those, he could end his opportunity to win. But Mothman very happy to just let this go down to the last bit of Marvel seconds. Gets caught by the TK overdrive. It's an extra opportunity to play. It's the Soul Drain and kills off. Makes it the last bit.
That's
Mothman
so
showing
good.
that you can't just take the hit. You're going to make sure that you die in very specific ways against his Morrigan, or he's going to confirm and get rid of the Phoenix factor.
That was so good. Teleport. Or not. Okay, good patience.
Trying to use those S's. I think that even though S is a very good hitbox for those things, I feel like using the stand medium accomplishes the same objective of beating if MODOK uses Psionic Blaster, while also letting him cancel into like getting his spell.
Yeah. I guess he just likes the lingering hitbox of it more, maybe?
Trying to make it so it's as hard as possible to drop is definitely a great thing, especially on Parsec.
Yeah, because M is somewhat more precise, although the cancel part is really nice.
Especially when Noel does such a great job of utilizing spells that if he could just like ambiently get 1 or 2 more, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I used to see FChamp do that all the time. Stand M spell, stop like plasma beam and stuff.
And it looks like Mothman is going to get all of the meter he desires. Let's see if he decides to invest it in anything or brings in Morrigan. Let's see, she may even just like Astral because her and Astral has the opportunity to make it a little more likely that an unreasonable Soul Drain gets forced. But I also think that like seen how patient both of these players are, it may be reasonable for Mothman to just like avoid getting hit by photons, shoot some upward soul fists in order to make sure that he doesn't take any chip damage and wait out the match, because it seems like Noel is very happy to just like wait in a lot of situations.
They ended up timing out earlier, so I don't see why he won't try that tactic again. I think it's good. I think Noel might be aware of that this time around, so he's gonna try to like make sure that he's getting his game plan started, which is why I think he has Phoenix up here this time, because he doesn't want it to get to a health timeout situation like last time.
And he has built up the meter with Phoenix on point. Less X Factors used, uses the X Factor, gets
my
the
gosh.
final hit that is needed. And now, let's see if there is the chance for Noel to do this solo Doom comeback. That could be how it starts. The Photons hit both, is going to be able to kill off MODOK, and Morrigan is going to die instantaneously because she can't get out of chip.
Yep. And that was so unfortunate. When you put out the shield, you actually can't do anything. And since he already used his X Factor, he couldn't cancel into super. He couldn't attack, he couldn't block. It's one of MODOK's few weaknesses.
A Dark Phoenix, she could just get chipped here potentially. That's not how you chip her right there.
Oh my gosh. Yes, missile super. My favorite.
That was not a decision that should have worked, but it was a decision that did work.
It always works. This is the tactic with Doom. Missile super.
It does. Boss is lying to you, Stream Masters. It does not always work. But
Always do it.
It's often enough that it's a pretty good idea, and Noel knowing to take advantage when things are the correct decision, and has managed to take out that MODOK, and we've seen how incredibly solid he is in the Morrigan matchup, even when she has access to assists. Right now, she doesn't have access to any more than TK shot, and seems much more hesitant to use it than Noel does.
Oh no, he got the cross-up situation. Oh, poor Morgans. I think he's one of the few Morgans that's able to adjust for that, but he just wasn't ready at that moment. Because I've only ever seen Chris G, Ryan, LV, and Mothman adjust for accidental cross-ups, fireball combos.
Rock's another one who does that really well in a lot of situations.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen enough of Rock play, but I'll take your word for that.
It looks like here with Phoenix on point, trying to use her to fight Dormammu instead of Morrigan, working out much better, and Morrigan's getting to rebuild that red life because being able to have Guess Phoenix Inferno into Astral as a bust out situation if there's need to go for the Guess Phoenix Inferno is incredibly valuable, and Morrigan having more life in those situations, it just like helps you win games.
Although having Morrigan in the back doesn't, yeah. I was like, bring her up to the front. No.
Not anymore. Not after this many hits.
If only he knew the Soul Drain.
Yes, if he had the Soul Drain loops there, that would have been all kinds of terrible for Noel. But now, it's very possible for Noel to win this game. Phoenix is very likely to activate, even if she just gets a little bit of like pressure strings in. As long as she doesn't get drained and she doesn't get a type of confirm on her that could lead into a drain, she's looking pretty decent to pop. And 28 Marvel seconds left on the clock. Oh, now it's actually
scary.
not. Can't let your assist get hit by Soul Drain when you're a Phoenix player. It's not okay.
No, I would have X'd earlier just to keep, I don't know, I like the health lead on Morrigan with the time left. But now this happens, it's over.
That and Noel taking it 4-2 over Mothman, dominating one of our previous Wednesday night fight winners from the tournament.
I think the player playing Zero Doom Vergil is gonna win.
Or 100% right. The players playing Zero Doom Vergil are going to win. Both of them are using Plasma Beam for this matchup. Like, this is one of the things where any of Doom's 3 assists are all good options for different reasons. We've seen Romora poke a lot with the missiles variant, and same with Joey D. We've seen players like Ram Bam do amazing work with the Plasma Beam. Just like, there's so much potential to just like kill characters and win games with any of the Doom assists for Zero.
Although traditionally I don't see a lot of players using rocks as much, but it is still an option there just in case you need some very specific matchup counters.
Yeah, especially like in the specific matchups where things that will skirt out under beams just as much as you need them are useful. It can be a big deal, especially with how Buster clears the way for everything.
And I like how Artiztikk is going very like fundamental throw projectile keep away game, and it's like doing work against MemesMayCry, who probably main Zero more often.
I do think that Memes plays Zero more often than Artiztikk does, but there is still a Vergil with almost 3 meters hanging out on Memes' side, and X-Factor. Oh no, not almost 3 meters. Memes got caught out of the startup of his hyper and is going to lose his Doom. Has to try and take out this entire team. Oh no, he went for that S, but Zero somehow was outside of the range of Vergil's buttons.
Yeah, he dashed back too. He actually could have confirmed that if he saw it preemptively in X-Factor, landed, and then dashed up light. But he didn't believe in the hits. And honestly, I don't think most people would have reacted to that. Except for like some select Zero players like Joey D.
And going for the Dimension Slash. The Dimension Slash hits.
Yes, Vergil did in fact win, as you said.
It's true. One of the Zero Doom Vergil players was able to take this to success. It's the one that normally mains Vergil on point. feel that a lot of the people who have experience with Vergil in his variety of states have just like a different understanding of the Vergil on Vergil matchup, especially when it comes down to like X Factor things, because there are additional tools to playing neutral with him outside of X Factor that get people to play differently. Oh, but neither of these players quite fully aware of Zero's spacing for things, dropping opportunities, but MemesMayCry knows the most important thing about Zero. When he's down to 1 pixel is when he starts killing characters.
Yeah, that's when he activates the Zenkai.
That Artiztik's going to lose his Zero. Memes leaves Zero in for the mix-up
Ooh,
that's incredibly
good block.
powerful.
That was a true cross-up. Good block on his end.
Zero is going to get the opportunity to dry tag out. I think he still has the last little bit of Sogenmu on, which is... Oh, he doesn't because he's dead.
He decided he decided it wasn't worth it. It's like, you know, I'm gonna beat you without Zero. We're gonna make this even.
It's true, but let's see how even it ends up being. Gets the foot dive on the opposing Vergil. Now that Artiztik's able to rise up, is going to make sure to bring in the Vergil for this matchup, get back into an order that he prefers with the assisted Vergil. The snap coming? The snap is coming.
Ooh, nice tech.
Memes has so many resources to invest here. He can do safe things for a long time, and didn't need to do them for that long, just needed to do it for 1 string, and then goes into X Factor. Doesn't kill off Vergil immediately, though.
X Factor? What? Why didn't you do X Factor? You would've... No!
I also would have liked him to X Factor there. Let's see, Spiral Swords gets to get started, and Doom is just going to need to tolerate X Factor time being wasted by the types of tools that are available. Got multiple hits on Memes Vergil, but did not convert them into a victory.
Yep,
The air
I love
dash
that.
back medium for the punish. Very nice work by Artiztikk. X Factor's going to run out, but Artiztikk has the meter lead while... Oh, and got a hit. That's all he needed. This is going to kill off MemesMayCry's Doom and leave Artiztikk up 2-0. I think he'll be able to do this before the Pasadena rules set in.
Only if he doesn't... only if he keeps the point war alive and beats his Zero with his own, because so far Artiztikk has been beating his Zero every single time in the point war. And I'm like, all these hits that he's getting, I'm just like... But
he's playing the neutral, but just doesn't have that, like, confirms on deck thing. Oh, and the neutral keeps winning, but...
It's like the amount of damage that Artiztikk is doing against memes from just playing Ryu, but in Zero's form, is kind of interesting to me.
If you would like to play Ryu in this game, with a Zero character select, then you will be rewarded substantially more for your decisions.
Yeah. Even though his main strengths come from this like crazy like mix-up and pressure, I do see the fundamental aspect as being an effective tool as well. All playstyle dependent, you know. Oof. Oh, you got the combos?
Some loops going in there.
The Marn
he's going
combo.
to eat a Helmbreaker, and Zero dies instantaneously. Now it's Devil Trigger and X Factor. The round trip gets blocked, and X Factor used immediately. Not get the high time there, instead ended up getting a full screen judgment cut, but has the mix-up available on Vergil's incoming. That was successful, but then
he should have
also successful.
He should have seen that one coming, because that was like that's like the go-to follow-up after high time that Vergil's used, not only to mix you up on the way down, but also to make any attack coming down safe because you're already behind them, and also to get you out of the corner. So it's like a 3-way benefit. Most Vergils will go for that after a high time.
This time it's Memes that gets the initial hit with Zero, but it doesn't turn it into a dead opposing Zero. Has managed to get rid of the vast majority of Artiztik's life though. And this time he does kill off the Zero. Nice work.
Oh, sending a message right now?
Crouching in his face. What do all these other Zero players know with their lightning mix-ups? Crouch in face is the most threatening thing that some people can do at times.
He's giving him that Earl Grey right now. As Zero's color doesn't. Yep. Oh, that was too.
Ended up getting some squeeze on in the air, which does not let you unblock.
Yep. That was 2 highs right there, and not too hard to block. Good push block timing on Artiztikk for recognizing that he wasn't going to be able to set up the unblockable. And that will...
Oh, he was too far off for that to hit.
I think he dashed forward because he didn't want to get clipped on the head when that happened, but I think he should have just waited there and crouched to lower his hitbox a bit because that would have still hit 0 on the way down.
I also think that just like being in the general vicinity and letting swords do the work is the safest plan. Oh, but the Helmbreaker connects. Chooses not to invest X Factor, wants to save it for a better situation. I don't know how I feel about that. But is going to invest Spiral Swords here, is now out of meter, and MemesMayCry doesn't release Buster. You cannot block after Raccoon unless you release Buster. So, fell into those Waiting Swords of Death.
One of the classic punishes that no one still seems to punish to this day. Oh my gosh.
Very nice job punishing the Helmbreaker. With that, Artiztikk is going to claim the life of Vergil. Do you think MemesMayCry's Doom is going to have what it takes to do this?
Yeah, if he knows how to mash Team Super properly. Push block it. Push block it at all costs. Get out of there. Good now. No, you will.
The Sphere Flame didn't hit him, so he didn't have time to advance and guard at the right time there.
It would have OS'd the dash. It would have OS'd it. And you could have blocked after. That's why, have you ever seen Ryan LV's like defensive habits when on incoming? Is that when he does push block, he always does it with the dash, so that even if there's an empty like attack, he'll just dash out, and then he could just X Factor block to keep himself alive.
With that, looks like Artiztikk is going to have more opportunities to play as his 0 and gets his Sogenmu on deck. Should be able to send some lockdown MemesMayCry's way. And just like the amount of chip from that, and then the one little time rapid slash hit into the follow-up ended up killing off 0. 0's a great zoning character, and that also happens to kill and also happens to mix up. Just gave him so many good ways to use resources in this game.
I like how I do like the keep away game that Artiztikk is doing. Like he adds the pressure pretty well. Like he may not have like the best like mixes or anything like that, but like that pressure game is pretty real right now.
Would rather have a good neutral game than a good mix-up game because you need to win neutral before you can start mixing someone up.
Yeah, it's always good to have the first step before you try to jump the gun. Alright, now we got Fantastic Four Doctor Doom versus regular Doctor Doom. We clearly know there's a bit of rivalry between that.
And I am biased, like I feel that this color is fine for Doom, but I don't like it in combination with Artistikk's other colors because he rocks that red Vergil, and I feel that the red and the pink do not get to be friends properly. But,
that sounds like a very, very painter's perspective right there. I can see.
Being a color snob, it's okay, because I do think that the color is cool when it's in its right home.
Yeah,
oh, jeez, Vergil just lost so much life to SHSH.
It's at the special right there. Yeah, that color is it's neither, what do you call it, neither analogous nor complementary, so it just doesn't make sense.
Then it seems to be the one that Artiztikk likes, and like, hey, if you like something, that's the thing that's way more important than anything else, even if someone's a color snob on you like me. And X Factor just waiting out this time, but waiting is not going super well. Oh, now has access to Spiral Swords to...
oh, nice stall. No, but that was just... that's unfortunate. See, that's what I mean by, like, sometimes you just stay on the ground, because you could survive out 1 meter of sword instead of having to guess that 50-50 in the air every time. The stall was nice, but like he put himself in that scenario and there's not much he can do.
And Artiztikk gets the happy birthday to start this off with 0. Good job for him remembering that with this character, you could only let jumping H hit 2 times when you're happy birthdaying. But he's going to just really pick things up.
I did not know that.
Chip. Oh, Doom did not die to chip. He gets the opportunity to play. So Genmu being activated, Doom is very likely to die to chip soon on his way down to the ground. Does not. Keeps the Pixel Doom alive in order to support his Vergil. Let's see if he's rewarded for the decision or punished.
Get the assist while you still can. That was such a good jab. That was so risky though, but like it was a good jab. If he had done the reverse air H, it probably would have hit Vergil first. But I think he went for the red.
No, Pixel 0. Okay. This is looking very possible for either player, but definitely in Artiztikk's favor. He has access to so much meter, and now Memes has used his X Factor. He's just gonna need to block for a while. Okay.
How did that happen? That did not cross up. What? Did he jump at the last second and then get crossed up in the air?
Clear. Now it looks like the Doom is dead. Vergil is in a threatened position. Spiral Sword's coming out, but he's
Don't
going
teleport,
to...
please. Oh my god.
No, didn't keep pressing buttons. Needed to mash a little harder.
Oh, he had it! He didn't even believe! He's trying too hard to bait the X Factor out and ended up baiting himself out.
Yes, if you would like to bait the X Factor instead of baiting yourself, please subscribe to the Avengers. It will be the source of slightly more success when you're in these situations. Oh no, Memes couldn't tell.
That doesn't make the team good, it's just because he's playing the team.
It's one of the things where... oh, and very nice job to Romora being willing to use that green buster in order to stop Vergil's move. Get the confirm he desired, but now is going to get to chip Vergil a decent amount of his life. Oh, unless there's just like dimension slash into...
He did an air S and preemptively supered because you can only cancel S into super when you're unsafe like that. And I think he was thinking the Zero might have been able to punish him, so he just did that ahead of time just in case. A little risky because he never should have put himself in that position in the first place. Air S is a very risky option, even if it's -1 on block.
It's just like that opportunity to change trajectory in a potentially useful way, really great, but it's still an investment in risk.
Yeah, you would only really want to air S with Vergil when the Zero player is trying to snipe out your assist, and you can basically catch him like slipping from a higher angle that you didn't expect him to get hit by, because most people don't do air S. But other than that, you almost never want to use that move in raw neutral. Except in trigger, maybe, but that's only because you could dash. You could throw round trip and dash cancel after.
And this time, DEADxPRIDE with X Factor Doom, but not for long. Romora X Factoring with a Zero, doesn't even need it, but is going to make it so the combo's a tiny bit easier to kill with. Is going to go straight into Genmu Zero, killing off DEADxPRIDE. Goes immediately back to character select.
Yeah, I think DXP should start, throw in some Kara judgment cuts are a very good tactic against Zero, like where you...
He switched assists, he went to hidden missiles.
I think it's still fair very well at protecting, because Kara judgment cut, if you dash and then cancel the dash into judgment cut, it actually covers the quote-unquote full screen range that you normally wouldn't be able to hit Zero in. And judgment cut does trade with red buster, so it is a way to stop that move from coming out.
Well, there was the opportunity to happy birthday
right there.
and kill his team, but let's see, is Romora going to use this to set up a terrible situation? He does, and hits the combo, is going to bring DXP to the corner. I think he can get the snap and the kill. Okay, doesn't go for that. Instead, just decides to.
Oh wow, that's
with a lot of Sogen left over to mix up Doctor.
I've never seen that extension. That's a very unique one. You get the Sogen after you do the lightning into uppercut. Huh.
This Ryu engine has very, very little startup. It's actually a kind of busted move, but since it's attached to so many other busted things in Zero, people don't notice it as much as like they don't notice Shadow Blade with Morrigan just because she has Soul Fist, and Soul Fist is very good.
Yeah, it's like you have your whole kit busted, then you won't really notice the less busted of them.
And what's about to be more busted instead of less busted is Strider, as this Sogenmu takes out the rest of his life. He's busted to the point of death, but DEADxPRIDE has access to Doom and got the confirm to kill off. I
my
think
favorite.
It would worth the X Factor there and kill Vergil. You can't protect him. You already used the meter. He's not going to come in time to save him.
Wait, I thought he was gonna snap. Like, this is not worth it. Like,
about Doom. Oh. X Factor timing is perfect. Is going to kill off Vergil as a result.
Yes.
Very nice work to DXP.
He made me eat my words. That was genius. Oh, until you did that. All he had to do was just missile super.
Romora still showing that he doesn't get his T loose leaf, making sure to add some additional bags there. I know that him and DEADxPRIDE seem to have a history of devaluing each other's players, despite both of them consistently making far in bracket.
Yes, friendly degradation.
Varying levels of friendly, definitely on the degradation. Oh, Romora in chat said, "Give me my color." That's what may have been going on with some of this character select going on. I know that if you steal someone's color, that is a soul shot that you get on them right there.
Yeah. Ooh.
Time DXP gets the throw is going to be able
Hard
to
tag.
kill off Zero with his as long as he completes the combo, and I think should be able to have the resources for decent incoming as well.
Probably gonna get across him, and I don't know. I think Romora's gonna try to get out. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like there's really no time to set up a good setup there, so he was just gonna dash out.
That DXP gets the confirm. His own reclining works much better because he has Vajra assist to go with it. With that, is going to be able to kill off or snap Doom. Goes for the snap. It's not one to deal with Dark Vergil.
Fell for the clockwork mix-up. That never crosses up when you do it like that. If only you knew. Yeah, so when he does that foot dive super early before a body even comes in, it never crosses up. Like it's just the low part that got him probably, but it never crosses up like that.
Romora had multiple opportunities. If he had just spear flamed there, that would have been incredibly terrifying. And the dry tag into Strider combo off of it into level 3 is going to get DXP on the board with a victory.
I know that is technically the office tag, but the first time I've ever seen that kind of like tactic happen in like live match where you do like a X Factor hard tag was like from like Terry Bogard back in the day. When he would just do that like raw to get the combo from an insta overhead Strider hard tag. I remember.
Hard tag friend for there, because when his X Factor lets him actually do damage to confirm off of it, it could be pretty powerful. Well, and Spiral Swords gets to come out here, but Sogenru lets the block happen in time. Oh no, doesn't. Looks like Romora was trying to get away, but didn't properly respect DXP's hitboxes.
Yep. Probably went down there. Seems like an easy move. Sneaky one too. Nice judgment cut. That's good. Yes, throw out those judgment cuts. What is he gonna do?
Well, he's gonna get hit by buttons that turn around, and that was successful for DXP. Mora is going to lose his Doom potentially, or we have seen DXP be willing to go for snap in these situations. Do you think he's gonna snap again, or just kill off?
Yes, he's. I think it'll make that much of a difference either way. I think killing would be okay here because you're building not that much more board than. Oh wait, why? It's like the same thing. But you know, it worked out. Whatever. I guess you leave Doom in the end as the worst character, but like it's basically the same thing at that point.
Oh, not if you let him live. Do not let the Vergil live. This is exactly what Romora needs to turn this entirely around. He has the momentum, is going to kill off Dr. Doom, has a good incoming mix-up on Vergil, all the meters
Oh my gosh, that might have actually crossed up. That looked very Joey D-esque, and even in the corner with how much he spaced out that sword, I think it crossed up at the last second. Very hard to tell that one.
Trigger, and Archangel, oh no!
Trying to send a message, it's like, you ain't even gonna get started. That's what you get for dropping your basic BMB on me.
If you let any of Romora's characters live, he is very likely to punish you for it.
Yeah. Don't let your pride die now.
Oh, it's not dying, it is being enhanced as he just goes for Stinger with Plasma Beam at the beginning of the match. There's the chance that that gets blown up in Happy Birthday, then he loses 2 characters, but this time the guess was right. He gets to kill 2 characters instead and have 3 meters to mess up Romora's Vergil.
Nice.
You Dark Angel?
Yes, yeah, that's the most damaging attack right there.
With that, should kill off.
Yep, and you get a follow-up anyway, so there was no way he was gonna live through that.
Using the Dark Angel while there's still that last little bit of X Factor time.
Mm-hmm. Had to look him straight in the face as he died in front of him. Then send out a message. Uh-oh. What's going to happen now? Give me my colors.
See how the color game ends up working?
Yeah. Blue and black, look, it's a fairly decent set of colors. You know, I don't know what the heck this like burgundy black thing is doing, but it's okay.
I'm okay with it because it means that Vergil's color palette is in between the Strider palette and the Doom color palette, so it feels like a transition. But then his ordering would make it feel like that would make more sense if Doom was on point, but there's no reason to play Doom on point when you have that Vergil on point, accessible for starter round goodness.
Well, this I learned a lot about the importance of ordering and coloring.
No, I have a snob on these things. Not listen to snobs. They're trying to steal your happiness. It is never worth it. Always do the thing that you know makes you happier. Because if people are like, dang, you should never put this color with this color, that means that they don't like that combo. Find whatever makes you happy.
Very subjective field. Just
but
like
what makes Romora happy is getting to snap in Strider with 0 on point with 2 meters available and multiple mix-ups on deck, but doesn't even kill the dry tag.
Dude, he's getting away with these office tags like... Oh my gosh, like what is going on? It's like, boss man, I see.
Unblockable setup, but not quite.
Yeah, mid-screen is way hard to do blockables because of like the fact that you get pushed as well as the opponent, like whereas corner you don't really have any space to do so.
IPAC?
Dang, that was
That
was disrespectful. He did not have to do that.
It's true. Never IPACs, I assume there's an extra level of disrespect on the line, just because like Doom can kill you. He does not need to struggle to kill you. Is able to get
nice.
on ground touch, very nice, but didn't get the confirm off of it.
Yeah, he didn't have enough time anyways because there weren't enough swords, but that is a true mix-up upon opponent who's like bouncing on the swords, but only if there's enough swords to combo with after, because you do have recovery from the throw.
Or the swords run out immediately. Here's the big one! Let's get just regular throw.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
And with that...
Let's see how this team fares, because Clockwork has traditionally been known as one of the strongest anti-Phoenix teams. So,
yeah. And I understand going with Wolverine instead of Dormammu. I feel like this match is really bad for Wolverine if Vergil gets away and gets started, but that Wolverine start around can still mess Vergil up pretty seriously.
Yep, and wow, he decided to...
so much.
That was a smart drill claw, but that's another one of those scenarios where I think if you sword up, you should just play reactive and watch how they, like, what their quote-unquote panic option is, instead of trying to chase after them with swords. I think that Vergil meta has got to the point where seeing how what they do is more information for you instead of having to try to force a scenario. Oh. Yeah, trigger, nice.
Trigger this time, and gets caught by the crouching heavy. This isn't Marvel 2 where that's unblockable at his ankle.
Hikara that too? Dude, you on fire with that. Judgment Kakara is so broken with Vergil.
Artiztikk is out of meter here.
Yeah.
And
the way to set it up.
Meter against X Factor 3 Phoenix can be potentially quite scary.
Oh no.
Strider dies and she gets to have the incoming mix-up on Vergil if she kills Doom, and she does kill Doom. It's access to set up traps.
Yes.
To see it, but he helm broke and you cannot helm break wildly there. She's just going to use right tied for fastest button in the game.
He did have an option though. He could have backdashed and helm break to cross up and get the helm break at the same time, and even if the Phoenix Feathers traded, it would have been enough knockdown for him to get a full combo. But it's just one of those, like, I wasn't ready at that moment kind of thing.
The TAC into Doom is going to get rid of Vergil. Oh no, it will not get rid of Vergil. Things had gotten started, and this time Artiztikk is going to have things go badly yet again. His Doom's going to lose so much life, and Noel gets his team back in the right order on top of that.
Yeah.
The thing that went a little squiggly all turned out okay for Noel there. And
he knows how to capitalize that.
Like, along with being incredibly patient, things go wrong, he's not one of the people who crumbles just because something has failed.
Yeah, he tends to be the one to throw other people off their mindset. Like players who are normally patient, like it gets kind of like tough to fight Noel because he's the type of player that mentally guard breaks you with the way he plays, because he does go switch between aggressive and fully defensive on the extremes and not in between, which throws some people off.
How do you feel about bringing Doom back in here for this matchup against Wolverine?
I think he wants the bar, because if you get 3 bars of Strider, there is a chance you can win this one. I understand the idea because...
Goodbye Strider and goodbye Doom. No, not goodbye Doom. It would have been possible to X-Factor and do another dive kick there for the kill, I think.
Yeah, this is not looking great. Like, the only way, yeah, I was gonna say the only way that he could have won that one is if he somehow killed Phoenix with a Sphere Flame and then tried to get a 50-50. But he really needs to... I mean, yeah, I was like, Molecular Shield is a good option. That's what I do, but I also have Eye of Agamotto, so it adds like an extra layer to that. It is a very good counter Doom thing. You gotta remember the Team Super is Sphere Flame now, so that's one thing Dooms tend to forget when they switch to rocks, and something every Doom player has to keep track of. But it is a very good, very good counter Wolverine option. It's but you don't get to recycle it too much, so you gotta know when to call it when their assist is starting to pressure you, instead of using it offensively like the way he's doing there.
Throwing ground chips, and you see that Noel there throwing out those air S's in case there's an unreasonable teleport, because if you hit Vergil, the hitbox goes away on a round trip even if it comes back towards him, or if you make him block, the hitbox goes away too, so... And it's safe to put a button there just to keep yourself safer.
And I would like to see, oh, so technically that was not a punish, but I don't think Artiztikk was expecting a grab. It's only -1 on block. And he didn't check and block it. Noel's specialty. But I would like to see Artiztikk do more. Like, if he hits someone with a helm break, like, a lot of people tend to high time for the damage even when they can't kill. They're just like, oh, I need that extra bit of damage, but setting them up on the ground in a hard knockdown state actually sets you up for better mix-ups than if you had just high timed them. Because you get to throw round trip, like backdash throw round trip, and if they roll forward, the round trip, you know, locks them down. If they roll back, the round trip locks them down, and you can't really call assist no matter which way you tech.
Artiztikk just has access to Strider, but it is Strider with 3 meters, so if he gets the opportunity to get the kill, he can make life very hard, and Noel knows this, immediately X-Factors, kill off the ninja, and do it in stunning speed, taking it 3-0 over Artiztikk, with a chance for Pasadena rules to get into effect.
Oh man, the advantage of that shell because of the Strider properties and the raw S that you have, or that unblockable 50-50. I mean, not unblockable, but unreactable 50-50.
It's like Noel is going with the Wolverine against Zero as well. I very strongly disagree with this. I think that Zero's a character that just messes up Wolverine incredibly hard. And
yeah, but I think it also depends on the playstyle though, because this is only if you're very good at like the Jabril style Cloud-esque keep away Zero, but Romora seems to be more of like the standard neutral, rush in when needed, and probably more inclined towards rush down than keep away.
Still think that this is not a matchup that Wolverine wants to fight if he can help it. No. Hey, he's getting the hit on Vergil, and Vergil is one of the things that's a threat to Phoenix. Got the TAC, so he's able to build all the meter he wants. Isn't going to be quite at 5, but is it over 4 and has Wolverine back on point?
Yeah, that wasn't even a mix-up. He just tried to dash out and got hit. I'm assuming preemptive push block on the dive kick that didn't come out early because he did a late dive kick. But it might have just been him trying to dash out too.
More getting away, the little love tap with the crouch light.
You're playing with my feelings, man. Don't contest Wolverine like that.
Oh, so Genmu can kill off both characters here. Goes to kill off Wolverine only. Doesn't kill Wolverine, and Phoenix gets in, and Doom lives.
Zero actually has a TAC tech right here if he can manage to get it. This is not good. Back up, back up, back up.
So Genmu unblockable. Oh, or just kill her. Kill her for pressing buttons. You don't need to unblockable her if she never starts blocking.
True.
And looks like this is going a little less well for Noel than his matches against Artiztikk. He let Zero live, and even though he killed off Vergil, Zero is definitely a problem here that needs to be dealt with. And now he's solo Wolverine against Zero with Doom Assist. Oh, no Doom Assist. He is against a Doom that's going to eat a bunch of chip and die.
Oh, wow.
Has a good incoming mix-up here on Zero. Kills off the character. Okay, Noel doing the work with X Factor 3 Wolverine.
That's a respect mix-up. That's a non-respect mix-up because he's like, I know you're gonna hit buttons on incoming, so I'm just gonna go for a non-mix-up right here and just meet you.
And let's see how Romora adjusts to this. I don't like being next to Wolverine at the start of the round if you have a choice about it. Zero has a choice about it, so interesting choices here on Romora's behalf, but he's going to kill off Doom real quick and leave and snap Wolverine. I like that a lot of the time when you have a kill in those situations, it can be very hard to make sure that the happy birthday continues properly. Oh, Wolverine, what you gonna do?
He read it this time. He tried to do that last time.
She gets hit. Needs like X Factor here, I think.
Yeah, X Factor, please.
Okay, since he X Factored, the damage was fast enough. If he didn't X Factor, there was a chance he goes dark and just hates his entire team.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like when he was gonna X Factor, like if he was gonna do like. Ah man, but that was a good choice using the Vergil assist because that racks up damage really quickly in X Factor. Wow, he tried to overhead him. Don't think that works mid-screen. Like the light S thing only really works in the corner. Even in a counter hit, I'm not really sure.
On Zero, I don't think that works super great. But
oh, he drops the combo.
What does work is your opponent dropping combos. Highly recommend your opponent dropping combos on you if you can help it.
Yeah, he just wants to play the game a little longer, you know?
But the longer the game's played, the more chances Noel has to get the resources he needs to bring about this Phoenix. He summoned her. He's shown that he is willing to summon her. Use that TK overdrive assist when he thinks it's going to win neutral for him. And
oh my
down
god.
with the foot dive. He's going to be able to kill off the Zero, and now it's just up to Doom Vergil. But Doom Vergil, pretty decent thing for things to be up to.
That Latverian stomp. Yeah, well, at least until the Doom gets hit like this. But he has to go for a reset of some kind here. That was an improvised reset if I ever saw one, but it worked out. TAC? No, probably the Noel special. Oh no.
Goes for immediate dimension slash. It's an X Factor though, and gets thrown here.
Oh my gosh, was that actually a punish on hit? Like his recovery was so bad, he actually got punished on hit.
Oh,
yeah, there are a few scenarios.
Where it'll work that way.
Yeah, there are a few scenarios where like you end up so you hit them with so little of the dimension slash swords that you actually end up like minus on hit. And by the time he sheathes the sword, you're still punishable by a throw.
Would you go for some TAC shenanigans here? Hold up.
Yeah, probably right here. Oh, what was he doing? Sphere Flame? Yeah, I mean that's one way, but like.
Sphere Flame. Oh gosh.
Oh, he had it. He didn't see it.
I really dislike that Vergil summon there, because I feel like if she had just like TK overdrived into Phoenix Inferno, that would have been the end of the game, killed two characters. But this time Doom's gonna die, but he has done his job in delaying X Factor for an exceptionally long time, and Vergil has enough meter that if he gets a space, I don't know why he's going for Stinger there, he just needs Spiral Swords.
Is he gonna get punished? Oh my god.
When he activated.
It was just close enough, because I think he might, if he was just a tad bit farther, he would have been able to block.
Noel up 2-1 against Romora in a match that could have gone a very different way very quickly. Romora continuing to be very close in fighting with this Wolverine. This time it actually works out much more in his favor. It gets the first hit. Do you think he's going to snap or kill?
I think he still might snap at the end of this, like once he does enough damage. Oh well, we'll never find out because combo drop.
Apparently it's like the amount of licks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. The world may never know because it'll just get dropped.
Does the world still not know? Because I feel like I've never seen the answer to that question. Like,
It's variable depending on the efficacy of your licking technique.
that's true. A lot of like tech behind that, huh? Oh my gosh, that was not a cross up, but he got hit because he tried dash out. And then
Catches the Doom, goes back for the snap
again.
again. This time catches her with a cross up.
That is, oh my god, the sneaky stuff. That's like LXG-esque, like whatever Florida style cross up mix up.
And Wolverine is very likely to die here too, with lots of resources available for Zero. Does he even need to spend a meter? I think he needs to spend one. Doesn't even need to spend one. I would use Sogenmu for the incoming mix-up because you get to potentially set up unblockable if they respond to it in a certain way.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good idea, but at this point, since the neutral's back to reset, I would just play the keep away game and go Sogenmu and just spam.
I
Spam!
need to hold forward, just like be on the opposite side of the screen, shoot where Doom is going to be, make him use his X Factor.
Yes, force it! Force him to play your game! You don't need to do anything! No, why are you going in, you fool? No!
Yeah, stay on the opposite side of the screen. There is no reason to be next to Doom. Being next to Doom is the way you could lose this game.
You have the best backdash in the game, like you literally have no reason to go.
It's true. I think maybe it's tied up for best with like Thor and some other folks. But
Yeah, I think X23 has a really good one too, but like for the practical purposes and how he uses it, like Zero has.
just the X Factor, Doom does not die, and accidental air plasma beam. Noel is just trying to invest these resources, but gets caught. And now Romora ties it up 2-2 in the loser's final set. Whoever wins the 2 games in a row next is going to be able to fight DEADxPRIDE in grand final. Who do you think would have a better chance against DEADxPRIDE?
I think Romora, just because of team structure. Well, then again, if Noel gets the momentum, he tends to do better behind momentum than I think Romora does. I've seen some mental guard breaks style play from Romora before, where like if he doesn't do well, it tends to like spiral. But
And he let the Wolverine live. Let's see if he lets it spiral, or if this is one of those situations where he's like, no, I've seen that this is a weakness I have, and I've worked on it to improve how my play functions. That's the hit, and this time Phoenix gets the air dash out, presses some buttons, and gets to dry tag safely. Being on point here. Oh no, he can get clipped, and now he could get snapped again. Let's
Mix
see
up.
what the incoming mix-up. Just lets
nice.
it go. But the second part of the mix-up catches after she air dashes out. It's going to get the kill on her meterless, and now has access to
Nice
incoming
cross.
mix-up on Wolverine. Don't interact with this character. You could choose not to, so don't do it.
That was such a good overall response, but that hard tag kind of cost them there because if there's one thing I don't ever really do against Zero players, it's because of the fact that his projectile and hard tag trades just don't mesh well for the hard taggers.
Yeah,
It fills the screen with like so many projectiles that you'll land on one of them if you try to hard tag, and it just doesn't work out for you because you can nullify one maybe, and then the other 3 just like catches you and you get comboed.
when he's in Sogenmu, even if he does something wrong, sometimes you hit him, his shadow still smacks you for it.
Yeah, like even not in Sogenmu, on average, Zero has 2 projectiles out. You got the Rangeki wave followed by a Buster, so it's never really that great an option to try to hard tag against him. Because the Rangeki would nullify the hard tag, so even if he didn't get the Buster out, it would still get nullified regardless.
Now Wolverine with TK Overdrive assist for neutral. Oh no, Phoenix with, she needs to build an entire meter herself. That's not how you build an entire meter. Dying does not build you the meter you need. Because of that, Romora is going to eliminate Noel from the tournament, but Noel got third. He's still getting paid for this. If you want to make sure that people get paid for trying to survive,
Play how he did in the beginning of the last set and keep the momentum up, then he should be fine. DEADxPRIDE tried to contest with one of the slowest starting moves in the game.
I feel like Zero start of round is pretty decent against Vergil start of round. Like, a lot of characters are just terrified of him, but has
Yeah,
some
yeah.
counterplay to a lot of his options. Oh, but letting him live is not counterplay to any of his options. Zero lives and dashes into foot dive. Romora deciding that DEADxPRIDE needs to kill Zero this game. Wants to do
Yeah.
it.
And that was one of the scenarios that I think he shouldn't have tried to salvage the dropped combo, because by doing so, he ended up putting himself in a worse situation. You have a health lead, you have a neutral meter lead. You don't need to go in anymore, even if you didn't finish the combo.
Oh geez, that was the distance at which it all hits like very ideally too.
Yeah. Normally you only see that in the corner, but in this case, Doom wanted to dash into it and see what it's like. Yep, that's the cross-up right there. That's the actual one. He got the timing right, nice.
Got the throw tech. I'm not sure if that was the X Factor throw tech from DXP, but instead he is very likely to die here because even outside of X Factor, Doom is a character that does so much damage. That Vergil assist into the Sphere Flame is going to clean out DEADxPRIDE's Strider of 1-0 in this first game of Grand Final.
Yeah, barely too. That was literally the last hit, and if not for Strider's low health, that probably would not have killed otherwise.
Apparently in chat they're forgetting that Zero is stronger than all of these random characters they're talking about. It doesn't matter if you're Superman or Goku or something. And you can't block an unblockable, and you also don't get out of Spiral Swords for free. So
Oh my gosh.
the top tiers in this game put some hurt even on the folks that are top tier and everything else from lore perspectives, because game mechanics are game mechanics.
Yeah,
But,
even more than SS Brawl Meta Knight.
gosh. I'm grateful that the runaway approach to interacting with the game is less of the main strategy in here than that Brawl Meta Knight stuff.
Yeah. The nightmares will never end.
And,
Ooh, nice.
XP being patient, they're seeing what happens when Romora interacts with Plasma Beam, checking if it's a hit or if it's on block, and just like thinking about what he does instead of just autopiloting something afterwards.
Oh,
But Romora gets the throw and drops the confirm off of it.
he tried to get the throw. He got the throw from a situation where DXP tried to get the throw, and then he still ended up dropping it anyways. This is truly the back and forth of top play Marvel, where you mess up one part, I have to mess up something too.
But let's see if Romora can do this with just his Doom alone. If he gets the hit on Vergil, the kill is definitely pretty accessible. Is going to be able to hit that Strider. No, that was not intended to be Doom time. I am very confident that was Sphere Flame instead of Doom time.
Oh, the tragedy. Dang, dude, he's not even doing the full teabag. Oh my gosh, how do that legendary technique?
The end to waste even more time.
It's like he only gave half teabags because he weren't worth the full teabag.
So looks like Romora taking a moment to think after that. Maybe needs to boost some pops, get in the correct energy zone to fight the XP, and immediate tech and to press some fast buttons. A lot of people don't realize Zero has some very fast buttons because he's always holding one of them, but the good Zero players remind you that he has some good light buttons anyways.
Also, a reminder that we somehow keep needing to be reminded of. Oh, nice, that's good. I would have liked to see a sword up to continue hitting the assist with, because you not only get protected from the busters, but you keep hitting their assist.
So a big fan of hitting Vergil when you have the opportunity in a safe way.
Yeah. Hey, why not, you know?
Get rid of all that red life, but Vergil gets to not die on incoming. And, oh, that was so close to a punish on that S.
That was a very smart player block in the sense that Romora knows DXP so well that DXP would normally cross up against other players other than Romora, in which he would go same side because Romora is smart enough to do that, but Romora knew that DXP knew that, so he decided to block same side. Smart.
And unfortunately this time gets opened up. DXP doesn't have high time come out, gets a Stinger instead, but round trip's going to chip out Zero. And Morrigan can definitely do this with 20% of a Vergil if that situation comes up. But not with his Doom getting killed immediately for investing those resources. This is going to build back up so much bar for DXP.
not gonna be enough to kill. He's probably gonna snap here and try to finish off.
Can't he kill with the... Oh, he goes for the snap. I think with the Strider extension he uses, he could kill there.
Yeah, maybe, but... Oh my...
He would get an additional, like, 5 missiles plus Strider into, is it... rocks into Sphere Flame.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like with that situation, yeah, I guess he probably could have. But the amount of effort you had to put into versus just snapping out Vergil to try to get.
Oh, but Zero coming in from the heavens and getting punished for his heavenly fall multiple times. You hate to see it, or some people don't hate to see it. They just love to see Zero die here. And that is exactly what you see. Zero pops off screen, is going to leave Vergil in an ideal situation to mix up this team. DXP using the meter, trying to get round trip set up, but is going to need to eat spiral swords and potentially lose this character. Would you do the Doom tag?
No. Because you want the income. Yeah, because Doom isn't as great as an incoming mix-upper than Vergil would be, which is exactly what happened here. I think it was also because, like, from a resource point of perspective, like, yeah, he could spend all the bar, but, like, it would leave you with a lot less resources fighting off against 2 potential anchors.
And going to use the last bit of X Factor to kill off Dr. Doom, and the last bit of meter too, but this leaves DEADxPRIDE with 4 meters and X Factor available with a Vergil who requires more than 1 to kill.
Did that Stinger just anti-air Vergil? That's not right. I didn't like what I saw there. In DXP. Oh.
Manages to not get caught on incoming there. The crown is out, and because...
Definitely he blocked that.
Well, in the X Factor time, you could just mash Advance and Guard. It ends up fast enough that you can use it to be true block string.
Ah, okay.
Like, it's not a true block string outside of X Factor, but in X Factor, if you just mash Advance and Guard, it stops speed up.
Yeah. I would like to see Romora do more of the Jabril style play, just like the moment he sees Strider come in, like punish it, lock down, and start setting up Sogenmu, like check down waves to behind, and then follow behind it to try to like close in on Vergil, because like Vergil won't have an assist anymore. He's just starting to get cornered, and not only that, you're getting a free mix up on him with the bar that he's
DEADxPRIDE celebrating his Artiztikk brethren by choosing Artistikk's team colors, saying like, no, I don't need to do anything that would steal Romora's colors. I'm just gonna play one of my office allies' color palettes here.
No, don't go in. No, you cost yourself everything.
Yeah, that's how bad of a start as it could be for Romora, except that X Factor is used, and if he gets the mix-up with Doom, the follow-up mix-ups with him are very possible. Let's see if Romora gets the chance to get any momentum going with Doom. Ended up X-Factoring there.
Yeah, he tried. He thought it was going to be a cross-up, but he ended up being same side because you can guard break, grab out of swords if it in the corner. But
the confirm on Doom and has all of the meter in the world, is going to be able to kill off Doom and has a mix-up on Strider. This is actually looking fine for Romora after a very terrible start. Oh, does he get in and stop Strider? It looks like the orbs are going to be on soon if there's just a little bit more hitting or blocking. Does DXP activate? He doesn't activate.
Oh my gosh.
Dive.
So Romora should use this momentum, I think, to try to readjust his point strategy, because he did win that one. So like, I think if Romora starts punishing assists a lot more often and don't go in afterwards, because the DXP is like clearly trying to snipe him out with like his large normals. Anytime Romora dashes in, he got hit by like raw S, high time, things that like clearly beat Zero's normals coming down. It's just better if he stays back, just snipes out the assist, be settled with that, and then tries to use that pressure to do the Jabril kind of thing where he just throws out projectiles behind Sogenmu and then follows behind it with assist. And this way, yeah.
Invest meter this time and catches the since Suizan is a great tool, but it does have recovery. You can't just use it to get around when Sword is hanging out on screen.
And as a result, it led to what's this?
Opportunities to play. Oh, he had the cool confirm going, but then not quite, and gets the extra opportunity.
Oh
It's
my
on
gosh,
Strider as well. He's
that was so
going to be
unsafe. But he did it anyways.
for the snap instead of killing off Doom. Wants to have Doom on anchor with Strider on point and Vergil in the middle. Oh, caught, and now there's no meter for Strider to just get out in a reasonable way. Just goes for the dry tag instead.
Just ship him out. You don't have to go in at this point because you have enough health to chip him out.
Oh, is he gonna launch Strider?
Yeah.
Flame Strider instead of launching him. He's catching. Does he have the opportunity? Very nice work by DXP protecting his homie. If you are a point character and you see that your ally is about to die, it is worth investing the pokes that you need to keep them safe.
Nice. I think, yep, I would extra. Oh, but
no, the medium whiffed. And the judgment cut confirms into a combo. Everything going wrong for Romora in such a short period of time. But DXP giving him more opportunities to play. And his characters can win even out of this situation. Duke's going to die and leaving DXP with only 1 meter, so no devil trigger incoming mix-up.
Oh no.
The rapid slash confirm. Meter gets built by 0. So now it is all down to Romora's Vergil, and that is not going to be enough if Doom optimizes this combo. I don't think this is the right combo to kill Vergil.
That might be with trigger. Yeah. Oh, there's a chance. Just sword up. Use all your resources. You have to kill Vergil. No, don't let him live. Oh my gosh, you should have sorted out, man. Use all your resources. Like, you cannot let him get momentum started like that.
Your Wednesday Night Fights West Coast champion, episode 24, is DEADxPRIDE. You taking it with a dimension slash from the top of the screen. Sing up.
Yeah, he definitely needed to sort up there because you still get the 50-50, but you have a safety layer behind you in case